Quick questions before we start.
Quick questions. What do you guys got? Stop looking at those kids, Chris. They love us. Ron, you're the man.
Thank you.
And Gail. 3, 2, 1. We're live.
It's the Bennington show outside in the plaza waiting for the big act to start. We're going to see Huey Lewis and the news. Just a couple of minutes. I'm Ron Bennington. This is Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I'm Ron Bennington.
Oh.
It's weird. Just said it.
I keep breathing in dust out here. Chris Stanley with his David Lee Roth glasses
What's up, everybody?
is here. And you can view us on Periscope as we were doing this. Chris, who do we have assisting us
And
today?
assisting us today is Derek. Derek's on the phone.
You know what?
Thanks,
The
Derek.
cool thing about Derek is he's rocking that Iron Maiden shirt. That's 2016's new hot group.
What is this Iron Maiden the kids are listening
The
to?
kids like it because it gets them all crazy and jungled up. And I think later they smoke doobage as they listen to it. Doobage is a term people use for pot. Pot is the one thing that you can't call weed anymore.
Like
No.
doobage or doobie?
Anything that you
Smoke
can
a
call it
doobie.
is funny, but if someone gets to let's get some pot, everyone's like, what?
What'd you just call it?
My go-to is always reefer, which I think is timeless.
Well, it started it all with Reefer Madness. Chris normally calls it trees,
Yeah, herb.
sticks, with some of that bud.
Right now, the big one is dank buds. Just call it dank. Like, dank is just the go-to phrase for buds.
Derek, what do you call it?
Oh shit. Ganja.
All right, he goes
that
with
is
ganja.
pretty cool.
Yeah, he goes with ganja, which is a little more Jamaican. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Good.
trees was very popular when I was in high school, but I never felt comfortable with it. It always felt silly to me.
We would say burn trees. You guys want to burn some
Yeah,
trees?
I hate it.
I would only refer to it as marijuana when I used to bust kids. I actually had a friend. I don't want to say who is. His brother was a very famous reality star, but he goes into the Tower Theater bathroom. He had a cop badge. Fucking threw a couple kids up against, took their weed, kicked them in the ass, and told them to get out of there.
Oh, shit!
Oh my
Fucking
God.
true story.
And he could pull off the look too. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sure it was very believable.
Yes, it was believable, so much that I ran.
Some people are calling it grass, greens.
Is Mary Jane still there? Or is that just with Tom Petty?
Little MJ?
Last chance with Mary Jane, wink wink.
Get
I
it?
mean, I don't know if you guys get this, but
Yeah.
it's not a lady.
There were certain people that would write in the yearbook, it was great to see you with Mary Jane. And then the other thing that we wrote in our yearbook is, hey, remember all the nice trips we took? Fucking stupid asses. Just morons. Literally morons. Beautiful day out here in the plaza, the Today Show Plaza.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Look at that blue sky.
Well, yes, it's a blue sky. Tomorrow it's going to be cold and rainy, though.
What?
Yeah, so put on a slicker.
I don't own one. I want to buy one.
You got to. You know, I actually had this thought the other day. First grade through fourth grade, I walked to school every day. The school was in my neighborhood. So, you know, I have all these memories. I don't have a single memory of walking to or home from school in the rain. And I actually went into a meditative state to see if I could remember one fucking day.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
And you could not recall ever
Couldn't re-
running to school because it was pouring rain?
Nothing. Can't recall being dropped off, you know, because I wasn't in a dropped off situation.
Right. What happened during those days?
I would guess aliens took me and probed my anus.
Oh, God, no. No, why?
urethra.
And why would they go for the urethra? I mean, everything they
Thank
can
God
access.
it's a rainy day. Get the Bennington child.
Dude, you're giving me fucking flashbacks.
You're triggering him, Gail.
Dude, there's all kinds of them around here.
Oh, jeez.
Don't
No.
fucking say that.
Trigger.
Listen, here's what I'm saying. Everybody, dude, don't yell that. Look at these people upset.
Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
I like a guy who brings a nice fucking, you know, washcloth out and uses it on his neck where he's sitting.
I
fucking cool.
never think of that.
It's good for a hot day.
There's a lot of dudes in New York who travel with towels, and they'll have a towel with them.
It's like the modern day handkerchief, which went out of style.
Right.
But now you just get a little tail.
I think it is a tail. It makes everybody Elvis. I remember one time, and this is a fucking true story. I might even told this on the air. So I'm at, in the subway, in the train station. I'm waiting for a train. Guy's got a boombox and a tail, and he's toweling himself off as he's enjoying the latest hip hop of the day. And then he just starts to dance around with his tail. Right?
His tail?
Yeah. At one point, he's holding his tail out. And he's just like dancing around it. Like, got my motherfucking tail. Got my motherfucking tail. And I'm like, there's a level of comfort that this gentleman has that I haven't seen in a long time.
I carry around a little mapine with me. I hope everyone understands.
Only the Italians. That's a dish tail.
I feel like I should carry a tail, but because I'm just a tail. A tail.
You have one, you fucking centaur.
Because I'm just so sweaty. I mean,
Sweat a lot?
Yeah, maybe I'll start doing that for the summer. Carry a tail.
But then we miss your signature move is wiping the sweat from your brow and then looking at it in shock.
It is shocking the amount of water pouring out of my
You
forehead.
expect to see a small lake in your palm?
It's freakish.
But he always looks.
Derek just pantomimed it. Go ahead, Derek. That's exactly
Come
what
on,
it looks
Derek.
like.
Come on, maiden.
But he always looks shocked as though it's like, what is this, blood? Like he always is shocked. It's sweat as usual, Chris.
He thinks he's the Christ returned. And he's, what is that called when somebody just starts to bleed from their palms?
Stigmata.
He thinks he's a stigmata. Is that want to be your new nickname?
I'll take it. I mean, that's
just
pretty
actually
cool.
said this. Does that want to be your new nickname?
Yes.
That would be your new nickname? As Stigmata.
I quit this show.
Don't.
No, everybody makes fun of
I
me.
like your new character, Stigmata Stanley.
Yeah, I'm bleeding out of place. Stiggs. I like
Stiggy.
I like Stiggy.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool nickname.
Wait a minute. Why do I see our producer walking towards us?
This isn't good.
Does it mean we're off the air?
Are we off the air? Ask Joe. Derek. Check in with Joe.
Right?
What is he saying? This is crazy.
What the hell's going on?
Everything sounds great.
Okay. Thanks,
We're
Joe.
doing Inception here.
Oh, what the?
Oh,
he's
Snapchat.
snapping.
Oh, you're snapping.
He's snapping our scope.
Get over from the snap area.
Oh, there's Scope Bro.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go,
Good to see you, man.
This is getting crazy out here right now. So
There's
now
so
we're on
many
Snapchat.
roads.
We're on Snapchat.
This is like a social media inception.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
Vito,
Bung,
come
bung.
sit down, relax.
Take a seat.
Come here.
Vito, take a seat.
Okay, you want to show all the
Jesus
Don't
Christ.
upskirt me, Vito.
Vito,
Vito.
stop with the obscure.
Vito, do not do that.
I don't want to be upskirted.
All right, guess who we have here from Staten Island? Come on.
Staten Island Anna.
Hey,
Anna is
Anna.
very, very coolly dressed today, too.
Thank you.
Stylish.
I had a dream I was smoking a cigar the other night.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What do
Well,
you think that means?
Whoa.
sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Whoa.
But what she's saying is you were dreaming about oral pleasures.
Yeah.
Vito, you can grab a chair for yourself, Vito, or sit right behind me here.
Confiscate a chair, Vito.
Are we taking a family photo?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
family
this
photo.
is like a whole family affair.
What's that website with the awkward family photos?
Yeah.
It's the funniest fucking thing. You think they're staged? You just ruined it for me.
sorry.
I thought they were real.
I don't know. Some of them are.
Wow, look who we got coming over.
Yeah.
It's Vito.
No, it's not Vito, you
Oh,
idiot.
I was looking at the.
Yeah.
It's Dan.
Chris is dumb. Come
No,
on, Dad.
it's a fucking posse.
Sit behind us here.
We'd like to roll up.
I'd like to see Derek and Anna dating. That would be great.
Oh, come on, Derek.
You are such a matchmaker.
Well, if that's another term for pimp daddy, then yeah, I guess I am.
That's the PC version.
I like to call myself a pimp because I sex trade women out there.
Yeah, that's a positive. That's
him.
viewed as a positive.
Oh, it's a good
How are
thing.
you?
Drinking some
Good.
water.
Great, actually. Are
Dan,
you,
are
are
you
you on
layered?
air?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes, it is cool. How you doing? You just
Hot out, man.
what happened? You just get done ironing your shirt? Get a close up of Dan's shirt there.
Oh my God!
I washed it.
Look at that wrinkle.
Didn't iron it. Which one? This one?
No, all over your stomach is just wrinkled up.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Who has the time?
I know, but you should at least try to get out the dry jizz. Chris, what are you using now? You using Clorox for dry jizz?
Yeah, I used it for the cum. Yeah, I use Clorox. It gets it out just right.
Do a David Lee Roth impersonation with those glasses on.
Bodie bop.
Dave's not angry. He's happy. Yeah, Roth. I forgot to say Roth. Not David Lee Manson.
Oh, good. All right, I apologize.
Holy shit, brand new name for our band. How many?
Joey, cool.
Bennington is experiencing
Technical
difficulties.
Gail's, we're back. Cousin is in a major band.
Yeah, that's right.
What's their name?
Name.
Roth?
What?
Alright. What do we got to do to get back on?
Are we on break? Did you throw it to break?
Technical. We're back.
Oh, we're back?
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, all right, yay!
Gone for a minute because someone said cunt.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And you know we have to bleep that out.
I'm sorry.
You do that.
I know. I'm trying to curb it, though.
Is this everyone smoking with Chris?
Yeah, that's funny.
Don't smoke anymore. Hey, come on!
Look what I got.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no more cigarettes. Nothing in my mouth.
Time to plug in.
What? Plug in where? What?
Chris, hold the goddamn camera.
I am. It's straight. It's straight.
Making me nauseous.
We're out in the plaza today. This is the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I'm Ron Bennington. Now, here's the deal. Chris is our cameraman on, and am I saying this correctly?
Yeah.
Periscope?
Periscope is what we're on, Jan.
Now,
Yes.
this is the old way to be,
Yeah.
right? Periscope.
It's the old guard. I still love it, though.
This guy, Vito, he does Snapchat.
Yeah. That's what the founders like. It's the youth social media.
What is it about Snapchat, Vito? You got to speak up loud. You're far away.
Well, over on Bennington Snap, that's where you can follow us. I like to put in just little sneak peeks into what my day is like and what's going on in Sirius. Like, you see some fun snaps of what's going on right now.
Sounds terrible. And you just might learn something.
I know it's a goddamn tutorial, Vito.
All right. Chris.
I'm
So
just.
aggressive.
That's the guy that needs to come to the meetings with the suits.
Yeah.
Not the guy who passes out from stress. All he thinks. We were in the meeting with the suits yesterday, and Chris went so internal.
Oh, yeah.
And then he says, with no one bringing it up, I'm just a fuck up, he says, for no apparent reason.
Did you like put the
Chris, you know
needle
you
down
said-
on the record that was just spinning and spinning?
Oh!
Hey, who are you? No, come on, man. Seriously, the fucking hair.
A lot of people are here.
relax.
Your
So many
hair isn't
kids
even
and
nice.
everything.
Yeah.
Fucking, my hair's
All these
great.
Fucking beautiful children.
These kids have heard it before.
Now, Chris, do you feel when I'm setting you up and leading you in a meeting? Do you ever like notice that I'm like giving
Nope.
you things to say?
Trying to act like he's smart.
She's
I'm
really
like,
professional.
I was like, isn't that what you said earlier, Chris? That you want to do it like this? And then he's just like staring off into the distance.
1,000-yard stare.
Yep.
Why though?
Don't know. Maybe I've lost my mind.
Wildcat. I'm a fuck up.
Look,
What
I'm
the
a
hell is
fuck up.
wrong with that boy? That's what I said when he walked off. Because I'm the Gene Hackman of our group.
So true. So
I'm
true.
taking the kids out to see dog fights today.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, boxcar racing.
Good.
Get it out.
Yeah,
Chopping it up.
chopping it up, burning it up.
Come on! What the fuck?
Please. Chris.
Like you're right now before my
Like, dude,
Good.
seriously, people
Chris.
are really
Yeah.
freaking
Can't
out.
do that.
It's gonna happen.
You're on company
The people
property.
over there just like really
You know
got
what?
concerned.
You're out, Dan's in. Dan, take his position.
No.
Chris, you sit over in the wrinkled shirt area.
Hey guys.
Ripple your shirt.
You don't say things like that.
Sit down. Sit down and stop acting. Seriously. Why do you act like that, Dan?
You know, to try to be outrageous.
Why does that mean me?
Put it on the people talking.
Too close, Dan.
Anything in several minutes.
This is uncomfortable. Dan, that's a terrible angle.
You know what? You're out. Vito's in.
Vito, switch it out. Found
Speed round.
Yeah. Speed round. It is speed dating, Dan. What are you doing? Sit down. Sit
Oh my
down.
God.
You're about to see Chris back in here, which would make me what? Wrong. Oh no, everyone hates it.
Oh, that is fuck.
Why are you doing horizontal?
Yeah, everyone hates horizontal.
I always like the
That's too
horizontal.
far away, you long nut.
Come on, man.
Where's the phone?
That was hilarious. Chris just did the big. That was really funny, man. How long is your arm? Your arms are.
I know.
My arm's like a selfie stick.
Yeah, give us
Bring in this goddamn crane shot, dude.
no. Bring us in from deep, like you know.
You want
yeah.
a drone?
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. You went to film school. You're not supposed to use that kind of speed. You're supposed to come in slow.
Like a natural born killer's angle, like
Yeah.
like
Dutch angle.
Right.
Dutch angle.
Thank you. Did you go to school?
Wait.
I did.
Dutch angle. What's that mean?
That's like when
When
it's
you
like
shit on someone's
like you
neck?
Yeah, it's like Tarantino uses them a lot. They're like they're like skewed like that.
I never noticed. I've never seen any of his films. Are they good?
Oh yeah, they're delightful.
I went to see. I went to see one of Tarantino's films. I think it was Pulp Orange Juice, and it was delicious. Yeah, it was fantastic. There was little pieces of orange
I like
all in the drink.
I like the low acid.
I would like to have pulp milk, where there's just little pieces of butter in there as you're drinking.
Oh,
Yeah.
Natural.
No, Chris, you're not in yet.
Oh, all right,
there
good.
he is.
Oh, you just screamed in my
sorry.
ear. You just screamed
Who needs his ears? It's
in my
important
ear.
radio, man.
Yes, I can't end up like Brian Wilson.
No, you.
I always stand on the right side of him and just go like this. The devil's killing you. You saw Brian Wilson not too long ago.
I did. Not this last weekend, but the weekend before.
Did he play all the hits?
He played Pet Sounds in its entirety, and then he did like a couple other songs, like Surfer Girl and stuff like that. But
Did you
before
cry
and
during
after.
Surfer Girl?
Oh yeah, of course I did.
Would you take a trip to the Sandbox last week?
You know what?
Anna.
Mental illness is still illness.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, but if you can't see it, is it really that serious?
well, yes. It's a mental illness. It's like cancer of your personality. Oh, we got a GoPro clocking, so we have to be very careful. GoPro.
Secret Scope Bros.
GoPro.
Scope Bros. Guys, Scope Bros.
Scope, bro.
GoPro.
Scope. And it sounds like Tom Cruise over here, just calling us glib over the mental illness.
Man, you know what? If you don't get the line off right away, you know,
stop.
you can't wait. Going,
Like it's one thing to fail like immediately after it happens.
She's a lot like that fella that was talking to Matt Lauer.
oh shit! She's
Come on.
right.
At least I'm not some mental illness truther.
Good.
Come on, don't make sure.
Actually, we need you back in there.
Yeah, I know.
Vito's driving
He's
me crazy.
a little bit too artsy with it.
Yeah.
Look, you got to run and gun with this thing, all right? It's
All right,
fucking
you're
gorilla
almost
shit.
out.
I'm not even back in.
Sit down yet.
All right.
There we go.
But it's beautiful.
The only person that pisses us off today is Derek.
I know, Derek's doing a great job.
the maiden
Thanks
shirt.
so much, Derek.
What's your favorite Maiden song? Talk about a meltdown. Huh? Look at it.
Klansman?
Okay.
That seems a little.
Seems a little questionable, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know about this, Derek.
What Derek do you know about?
I know he loves Klansmen.
No, what Derek do you know
What?
about?
Oh,
He said I don't
Jeter.
know about this,
Jeter.
Derek.
Jeter.
The other one
The
you're
man.
sure
The
of.
man was a talent.
Man, it's sure fun to get the family together like
It
this,
is.
isn't it?
You know what? It only happens this time of year for the family picnic. Oh my
Oh,
God!
it's Lauren from down the hall.
down the hall.
Lauren down the hall's here.
Come on in. Vito,
It's-
get out of there. You're out.
Get out, Vito. Beat it.
You're out.
Hi.
Look, it's Lauren down the hall.
Lauren from down the hall.
Lauren down the
Show
hall.
making history.
Everybody remembers her from winning the big contest against Denny.
That was a huge win.
Greatest moment of my life.
Songs of the Summer contest that I think went on probably 3 times longer than it needed to.
I was enjoying every minute of it.
Were you?
Yeah, particularly how into it you were. I mean, I didn't know you were so competitive.
Yeah, some people get competitive. They're the type of people that try to destroy a 3-year-old niece. Just scream in their face, I'm in fucking Candyland, bitch. Deal with it. They say Jordan was like that with his kid, Michael Jordan.
Really?
He'd just be like a crazy man over chutes and ladders. And just fucking...
Just like flip the fucking board.
Yeah, and they just kept
This is
calling
bullshit.
calling his kids Barkley every fucking chance he got. Fuck you, Barkley. You elbow throwing prick. Hey, Friday is a big day for us. First of all, we're doing Opie's show on Friday, but we are bringing to the show Comedy 101, Tell a Joke or Be a Joke. Great judges that we had for that day.
Yeah, excellent judges. We had Bonnie McFarlane, Rich Voss, Bobby Kelly. And
They all destroyed.
And it's gonna air 8:30 on Opie Radio, and then we'll be there in the morning starting at 7. And then, of course, in the afternoon, we're also gonna be airing the Ali Wong.
Very brilliant Ali Wong. Check out her special Baby Cobra on Netflix. It's phenomenal. One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And Chris Stanley, you will be meeting with your parole officer that same day.
Yes, because of that felony charge. So hopefully, things go well. And you see me again later.
Who knew that putting your penis in a baby carriage would lead to a... Now, here's the thing.
I certainly didn't.
There wasn't a baby.
No, it was just in the carriage. But you know
Thank you,
what?
Ron.
You thought there was a baby in there, so
No.
that's
Yeah.
the problem.
When the police were grabbing him, he was yelling, "Where the baby?"
I just had to air it out, That's all. Oh, no, come on.
It went right in the pocket.
Lauren, what are you up to today? What's happening in Lauren's world?
We're preparing for Cousin Brucey's Big Palisades Park broadcast live from the New Jersey State Fair. We have Bobby Rydell headlining on Saturday.
Whoa.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
What was Bobby right? Was he Turn Me Loose? Was that his big
That
hit?
wasn't that Fabian?
Okay, so what did Bobby write down?
Wildwood Days, Wild Ones,
Yeah.
Sway, Volare.
Little while. You know that from
Yep.
the Oneaters movie.
The
That
Oneaters.
thing you do. If we were the Oneaters or the Wonders, Chris would have been the guy who broke his arm. And
Definitely.
didn't get to do the big show.
Definitely. Who would be who would be Wolf?
Hey, what's happening, dude?
What's up, bro?
Please. That's our new bro.
Yeah. He's a big J fan from Philly. Making things happen in a big way. He came up here with a hoagie, 2 cakes. Just going down to Wildwood. See, Bobby Rydell's a Philly guy. He still
Yeah.
lives down that way.
Rydell High's namesake.
Yes, from the Grease
Yes.
movie. Grease 2.
Yeah.
That's the one that we all
The better one.
What was your favorite song of Grease 2?
Oh, come on.
What was it?
I don't know. I can't think right now.
Pick
And
one.
getting ashed on.
Just pick one, Chris.
We're going to roll tonight.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. That's a
You
good
don't
one.
even then
What
sing
about
it.
Cool Writer?
Hum a few bars.
Oh, she's got...
I don't know shit about Grease, too.
By the way, here's another 2 people, beautiful young ladies. Both of them so married to Sirius that they don't date.
Really?
They're not dating anyone right now.
Well,
Now, guess who else is single? That cool dude in the fucking Iron Maiden show.
Yeah.
Dara Lee.
My girlfriend would have liked to hear that.
Sure.
You have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada?
No, that's the way in New York.
Oh, Chris, your neighborhood.
Yeah, come on.
You're the secret lady.
No more ash, please.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
I think everything's,
Dating wise.
Oh, yeah, I'm a very happy, committed relationship.
Where's she at?
She's working right now.
Tell her to call in. I'll put her on speaker.
I mean,
and it'll
she's
be like
with students
here.
right now. She's with students.
You know, it's time for you to plug in.
Oh,
Chris.
what?
I forgot to tell you guys, Chris is a robot. There you go.
Oh.
This is nice juice for
Oh, it feels so good.
Juice.
I don't
Juice?
think-
No, no.
you. I would think you're yelling juice.
What were you yelling?
I was just saying, Jews are the same as anyone.
Thank you, Ron.
By the way, Bright Star down there, the Steve Martin, can you see it from here? That is closing.
Already?
Oh, that's so sad.
Didn't sell enough tickets, or was his plan to close the show?
Yes, it's his plan to close while there's still money on the table.
All right, Wrinkle Boy.
Doing show business. Look, I'm sorry, everyone. I know you want to give us money, but we'd rather leave.
Things are just going too well.
Yeah, we can't take all this money in.
We don't want to turn into another Hamilton.
I hate Hamilton.
He's finally leaving Hamilton. Like he's like the actor.
What's the story of the rain? Is it still...
No! I don't know anything about rain.
What?
I know
You know
there's
what?
water.
I noticed this.
Yeah.
2 things you hate: fire and rain.
Yeah, I eat both of those things, but they're pounding my skin.
What about sunny days?
I don't think the sunny days.
Not even the sun.
Sunny days.
Chasing that.
No!
Clouds away. Come on, sing it.
No, I'm not going to sing it.
You don't know anything from Sesame Street?
I had never watched Sesame Street as a kid.
What? Are you kidding?
No.
It just gets worse
I know. Why? What's so fucking bad about it? I didn't watch Sesame
Because
Street.
your mom said to you, she turned us off the TV and said it's cigarette time.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Smoke up, Chrissy.
Just looking down those Camel lights. She loved them. Yeah, never watched a lot of Sesame Street. I mean, I know the
makes you
characters.
sad?
And it was shot in my neighborhood. Sesame Street was shot in my neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you were one of the puppets. You shot.
I was Oscar.
How did you know Oscar if you don't know Sesame?
I know I know the
Yeah, that
characters, but I never
doesn't make
watched it as a child.
Thank you. Got him in another
Bennington's got a point.
Put this fucker in another line. You know what's great about us? We all have jobs that you can just walk away from.
I know.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. Well, no one keeps an eye on you, right?
No.
You're
I'm the lone wolf on the 36th floor. You know, the comedy department, for those that don't know, is upstairs, except me.
First of all, even I didn't know that. Now, why are you down on 36?
There was space. That's the only reason.
It feels like there's a ton of space on 37 though.
He talked. They heard him talk. He's keeping everybody awake with that voice. But who do you report to? Who's your...
I report to a couple people. Don, one of them.
Don's never here.
He's here a lot.
No.
No. Like, he's here.
Knows for a
One day
fact.
week. Yeah. Once a week, yeah.
Once a week he comes in and goes like this. So how's everything doing? And we say great, and he just check marks. Great.
And runs away.
So great.
Everything's
So
good.
Don, you report to who else?
Jack.
When's the last time you saw Jack?
Today. We
Really?
chatted, yeah.
A one-on-one or?
A one-on-one, actually. Yeah.
Really?
What'd you guys discuss?
We're doing an album exclusive for this up-and-coming Canadian comedian on Laugh USA. So just chatting about.
Don't want to give away the name.
Oh no, I can say his name's Ivan Decker.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
So
What part of Canada is he from?
I want to say Toronto.
I know you want to say that, but
But
it's
will-
a,
That's literally
Well,
the first
will it
place
be
that came to
true?
mind.
it's a giant country.
It could be Newfoundland for all we know.
But everyone always just says Toronto. You know what I mean?
Toronto or Montreal. Those are the only two places.
I bet it's Alberta. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Well, then that must be wrong.
2 down.
But yeah, I'm actually supposed to be doing some work for that.
Oh, so that reminded you? Yeah.
Beat it, Dan.
Bye, Dan.
Yeah, don't forget to press play. That's your job.
Hit the bricks.
Press play and then sit there for an hour. Look at Dan. Look at him go.
Look at him.
Hulk moving away.
Go to the next town.
Look at this shade just came
Oh,
in.
weird.
Chris, try to do something with the camera. You're just all over the place.
Yeah, like relax. So you're gonna make everyone sick.
All right.
Take some questions.
right.
We are outside on the plaza at 30 Rock, just enjoying the day. You can see us on Periscope or listening to us on Raw Dog 99. Chris Stanley is going to take some of your Periscope questions.
Yeah. Are they calling? They're asking if we're having a summer.
We are having a
This
summer.
is like really the start of the summer, I feel.
We got to play that summer bit,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh yeah. And how is everyone so calm with all the sirens going on?
You know what? That's something for people from the country and suburbs don't realize that we ignore sirens. Like if you're in the suburbs and there's a siren, you're like, oh my God, something horrible's happened.
Yeah.
But if you hear a siren in the city, you're like, come on, get out of the fucking way. People are trying to do stuff.
I didn't even notice that there
Me
were
neither.
sirens going off.
No.
I think you just learned to tune them out.
There were no
As
sirens.
you slowly become a bad person.
Yeah. And then treat it like it's an inconvenience to you.
Yeah.
Kind of is though. It's so loud when you notice them. They want to know what Gail's drinking.
I'm drinking
Looks like lettuce.
a kale banana smoothie. Kale, banana,
Green is
strawberry.
the thing now for the ladies. They like to drink green.
They want to know why I'm so gay. I think I'm straight, as
Well,
far as I know.
You saying there's something
sounds-
wrong with being gay?
No, I'm just saying.
Sounds like what you're saying by saying that.
They're the ones who have a problem with being gay. I'm just saying I'm not gay.
Dude, guess who should be doing What a Booted today? Check out Lauren's Boots.
Oh, boots.
Ooh, nice boots. I'm a fan of a summer boot wearer.
Really, summer boot?
I too am a summer boot wearer.
You, Chris?
Oh yeah, love a boot. Can't get enough of them.
You never wear boots.
I wore them once
You
for
wear
what's
like
that a boot?
children's sneakers.
He drinks out of his girlfriend's boot. And what he drinks? His own cum.
That's true. I believe it.
It's some fucking cummy boots.
Chris.
The rest.
You took
Too
it too
descriptive.
far.
Okay, I apologize.
I don't like
everyone.
the Y at the end of it.
Will I come to Bonnaroo next year? Is what they're asking. Yeah, sure.
Great.
That was easy.
Now people are hashtagging cummy boots. I can see that.
Yeah. Will we go out to California?
Yes.
Yes, we absolutely
I believe we're going to
will.
move the show there permanently.
It's on now.
It's a way of getting rid of Chris.
Yeah.
What?
I know you won't leave Astoria.
He said he would never, ever leave.
A-Town. They're asking when is Big J coming back on the show?
Big J is now too big for anyone to deal with.
I know.
And the fact that I'm a personal friends with Seal, I'm going to have to make a choice now between Seal and Jay.
Oh my God. Who do you think you'll pick? I mean, you kind of known Seal longer.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Well, I'll probably just pick Jay.
Yeah.
Because I've never been able to bring Seal home and introduce him as a friend.
Black Italian WP is asking if Anna is single. And who's that single lady back? Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Who are you with? Another Iranian?
No. That was a one-time thing. He was Indonesian, and I was in college.
Okay. Who are you with now?
A construction worker.
Masculine.
I like it.
Whoa.
He's a simple guy.
Is he a Staten Island guy?
He is. Well, he was born in New Jersey, so he says things kind of funny, like he'll say Anna instead of Anna. I won't know if he's talking to me or not. That's fine. Well,
Anna?
Anna.
What's going on over there?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Secret.
You and Derek seem to be
It's
hitting
like
it
feeling
up.
we're really
Hey,
getting
if
close.
he has a friend, he could get together with Lauren. You guys can double date.
I'm single.
You know what? Here's the truth. No one knows this, and I'm just going to say it now. Lauren's dating a married guy.
Whoa. Scandalous.
I got nothing.
We got her.
I'll just say this. It's Cousin Brucey.
Oh, shit.
Without giving anything away, it's Cousin Brucey.
Who could it be then?
JJ Johnson's asking if he gets the pretty good prize closet.
No.
You can't just ask.
You gotta win something.
You gotta earn it.
Yeah. Oh, can I have an Academy Award? That'd be like me saying that.
They're asking if my hair is dry. It feels dry.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it dry everywhere, though?
Yeah. It's. I mean, you know,
Even
it's.
in the back?
Oh, come on! No!
You almost went over, dude. You almost fell off the boat.
I don't want to
don't
fall.
swim.
Oh God, no.
But no, I see your hair's dripping.
Yeah, because you just poured water on it.
Dude, let's not fucking rat each other out.
Yes.
It's on Periscope.
Let's be fucking buddies. Yeah, get past the past.
Yeah.
Do we have any butterscotch crimpets?
No, I wish we
Oh
did.
my God, I wish we did.
Did Flats says he's sending you a present, so
Really?
have Chris open it upstairs while you're downstairs, just to be sure,
Okay.
in case the cops are watching it. But
Fair enough.
He was supposed to stop by in the city, couldn't do it, and he said he's got a present for Gail. Wants our address. Could
Okay.
you send it to him, Chris?
He will have the address as soon as the scope is over. ASAP.
Why are we gonna wait for the scope to be over?
I need to use my phone to send the address. So we're scoping from my phone. Oh, apparently there's some people behind us hanging out. They're just text. I look like a 1983 narc? No.
You do look like a 1983 narc.
They're asking if I'm rat holing anything. No. I am
He
not.
farts too much to rat hole anything.
Yeah, it's a bad
There
idea.
would be fucking dope all over the floor.
It's not mine.
They're asking if Flats is sending that good shit.
Yes, that's all Flats gets. He's from fucking Miami. He's not gonna get your fucking Iowa stuffed all over fucking gap. It's more fucking baby laxative than it is coke. This guy's got to snort dope fucking sitting in the toilet.
They're asking if this is a dollar store shirt today.
Flammable?
No. I mean, yes, they are. No, this shirt was from
Stand up to like this.
J.C. Penney, actually. J.C. Penney. I have a J.C. Penney card, and it goes a long way.
Oh, that's pretty baller.
Yeah. It's super baller.
All right, give me some more cues.
All right, where are the cues at? It's worth a penny? No, it's not. I mean, that's kind of mean about my dress here.
Yeah, that's not.
All right, now there's just spammers coming in asking us to follow their YouTube accounts.
Follow them. Just see what it's about.
I don't know. It takes a lot for me to trust a YouTuber enough to actually jump on their account.
Who hurt you? Why are you so afraid to trust?
I am not a trusting person. When's vacation? We gotta figure that out. Gail, what's your all-time favorite song?
Holy shit, that's a really intense question.
Don't get it wrong.
I'm gonna say "Be My Baby" by the Ron and Fez.
There you go.
That is gonna be my answer, but I'm willing to change it at any time.
All right.
But I think it could be the greatest song ever.
Someone guessed "Dreams to Remember." Oh, Brad Stinks guessed "Dreams to Remember" Otis Redding. Or maybe that's his favorite song of all time.
Brad Stinks is a cool guy.
Yes.
Brad Stinks is the best.
Very specific. Yes.
Is Darth Vader sitting with you? No, but that's Derek. I mean, he has black sunglasses on and an Iron Maiden shirt.
Is that what you mean? Please explain.
What's your favorite song, Chris?
Oh God, that's a good question. Hey, you're not putting any goddamn restraints on me. I'll take as much time.
Relax.
Mine's
Gigantic.
Think about it.
Man.
They're talking bad about Derek, but Derek's
Don't
the
talk
best.
bad about Derek. Look at how nice he is.
Will I ever drink again? Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. It's gonna happen. Don't know
you're
when.
doing so good.
Thank you.
You're doing excellent.
What's the largest piece of bubble gum that a human can chew?
Come on. I don't know. Get real.
They want to know where Trump University is. I don't think it exists anymore. Which is sad.
I saw something about MLK. I don't understand. I
Martin
thought
Luther King
Brad
Day.
Stinks
Good
was.
fact. Fun fact. Hey, did anyone know that Vito left?
Yeah, it was really weird. I only noticed a couple minutes ago, but it really freaks me out. It was like in a horror movie when suddenly someone got grabbed, but it takes you a while to realize.
Yeah. Well, he always does the Irish goodbye.
Yeah, that's his thing.
Stumbles out of it.
Chris, you do the opposite of an Irish goodbye.
How's
you
that?
Make a big to-do about your departure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to make a big scene.
I bet you do.
He lets everyone know when he's got to go drop heat.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that's the worst. Actually, I think what he does is worse is when he comes back after being gone.
Yeah.
He walked into a meeting once and he was like, I guess you guys have been wondering where I've been. And we are like, no, we haven't. He's like, well, I am not feeling well, if you know
One
what I
day
mean.
he came back to the bathroom and said, I finally have some room for that other hoagie.
That was just between you and me, Rod.
Derek is grossed out.
Derek, come on, man. You know what I was talking about.
Very sensitive stuff.
Come on.
I'm worried about your skin getting ashy.
Yeah, it's really, it's looking really,
It's better than the usual yellow.
All right, why don't we do rock trivia with Lauren? Lauren,
Okay.
see if you can stump us with your rock trivia right now. We're out on the plaza at 30 Rock. It's the Bennington show. Ali Wong will be on this Friday for the Mass. Also doing Comedy 101. We believe it's the funniest show in the history of the world.
super funny.
All right, so give us some rock trivia, Lauren.
All right, I have one question about the Beatles. This is interesting.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, wait, I think I know it. Paul.
Is it Paul? It's about a song specifically.
Okay.
Now, there's only one Beatles song in their whole catalog that features a female background musician. She plays the harp. What song is it?
Oh,
Go.
man. I thought it was female, backing vocal.
No backing vocals.
For no one?
Okay, so this is a...
Or no one is our first guess.
No.
I'm trying to think of...
I'm going to say this is a post-1967 song.
Post 1965. Make it a little...
Oh.
Gee.
Jesus Christ.
Harp.
Nope,
It-
not Blackbird.
Because I was going to say, she's leaving home.
I was thinking the same
has a
thing.
harp.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it?
Oh! Whoa!
No one is going to believe that I had the thought a second behind
That's
it.
it?
No one will believe it.
I believe it, Ron. I
Only
believe
one
it.
person
I
will
believe it.
believe me.
The rest of you.
He's
leaving home.
No, because you won.
Twins. I'll split the point.
I don't want it.
Only whole points matter, Gail. Only whole points.
Oh.
Ew.
What?
That's
Whole
no way.
points, like a point in the whole. That's gross. And I don't think
what?
you should talk to me though.
You're a misogynist, and
No.
all these people are willing to go to HR.
Please
Yeah.
don't. None of you go to
Janet's on
HR.
speed dial.
Damn it, Janet.
Let's keep Janet out of this.
She's very aware of you. All right, that was a great question. Now you've got to ask. Rock
Oh, yeah.
trivia
Oh my
song.
god. God.
See, I wish Chris was still smoking because I need a cigarette.
Oh my God.
See, you'll never.
Do you have any
He
Chinese
used to be
cigarettes?
the dispenser.
Nothing for
Yeah,
Anna.
I could
Think
give
of
you
a
a small
rock-
cigar like your dream.
That was a weird dream, and I was in the ocean.
Let me ask you this: Did the cigar have balls?
No.
Because it might not have been a cigar.
No, I was smoking cigars and I was building houses all that day in the dream, and then I was swimming in the ocean at night. I feel like my dream was like what the Middle East must be like. I don't know,
Maybe.
something like that.
All right, Gail, do you have a question?
I can't think of a. I can't
Any
think of
question
one.
at all?
I can't think of a rock trivia question.
Anything at all? Could be easy.
Can I cheat and like look something
No,
up?
that stops the fun. You can even ask an easy one
Okay.
just to get it away from you.
What band was?
What? What band was what? What band was what?
I actually like creating the question as I'm saying it, so I thought if I just kept saying
What
words.
band's album cover features
All the people
except
this one person who's not in the band. All right, let me think of something good. I don't know. I feel like I have to know the answer to it. Like I
no,
have
just
like,
ask a question. Maybe you're curious about it. Jesus Christ! What an embarrassment. This is the
You want one? I got one.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
there.
Please.
Oh God.
Is it Iron Maiden related?
In 1967,
Whoa.
the Monkees outsold two massive bands
Rolling
combined.
Stones and Beatles.
Ding, ding, ding.
I don't want to. Yeah, that was
That's
easy.
a pop.
That was.
Now I'm gonna give you. Thank you.
Right.
What famous rock and roll guitar player tried out for the Monkees and was rejected because of his bad teeth?
Eric Clapton?
Not Jeff
Bad
Beck,
teeth.
not Eric Clapton,
Jimmy Page.
not Jimmy
I'm
Page.
just naming all Yardbirds.
Yes, Jimmy Yardbirds. I'll tell you this: he later became a member of the first American supergroup.
Steven Stills?
Stephen Stills is the correct answer.
I got a point, people.
Wait, now also bring up, I think, about 9 different clues.
I still have a point. Still got it. Come on.
I didn't realize.
It's supposed to be
Steven Stills
celebration.
had such bad teeth.
Well, he doesn't anymore.
Oh, he fixed them.
He had 1960s teeth, that's all.
Right.
That's all that happened, bros.
Now you ask a question, you silent dummy.
Okay.
What are you, the Gail of this group?
Hey.
All right, this is ripped from the headlines. What band says are currently in litigation about that they
What's up?
no
That's who it is.
no that said they ripped off Stairway to Heaven. What band is saying they were the original writers of Stairway to Heaven?
Spirit.
But the band
Correct.
isn't saying
I got
that.
mine on you.
That's a dumb thing.
Oh, I thought that was what the thing. I thought
it's
Spirit.
Randy California. It's the writers.
Oh.
Randy California's estate is saying
Okay,
that.
all right.
The whole band didn't write that song.
All right, I fucked
so that's
up.
actually a point off for you.
Oh no, I'm back to zero.
Yeah, you're still pointing your
Son
way.
of a bitch.
I got one.
Spirit.
I got one more. If you
Yeah,
want.
you're gonna be good.
George Harrison
Yes,
co-wrote.
Beatles.
No. George Harrison co-wrote "Badge" by Cream, but he's credited not as George Harrison. What name is he credited under?
First of all, I didn't know that he co-wrote
He
Badge.
co-wrote "Badge." That's
I
my
had
favorite
no
Cream
idea.
song, best Cream song ever.
That's great.
One of the few that Eric Clapton sung lead on.
This is a stumper to me. I don't know.
No idea.
He wrote under the name La Angelo Misterioso.
Wow.
Mysterious Angel.
Should have kept
That's
that
a
name.
very
Wow,
cool.
that's a great one.
Yeah,
That's a cool pen name.
I can't wait to have a party now.
Muy misterioso.
Yeah, that's a great one. You get 5 points.
Thank you.
Points.
Points.
All right. I got one for you guys.
All right.
The band The Quartos.
Yes.
Quartos, yes. Come from what state?
New Jersey, Ron.
Now think. You want to stay with New Jersey?
Fuck.
I think he might be building
New
it.
York. New York.
No, sorry, New Jersey.
God damn it. Fucking trick questions that aren't tricks.
What, you just gave a crotch shot to me
Oh.
because you whipped your fucking phone down. All right, here we go.
That's salt.
Yeah, that's assault, brother. I'll be right up to HR in 5 minutes.
Please don't.
Janet.
I now call them puff and stuff. Derek, just a little sweaty, or are we still on the air?
face is getting a little sweaty. It's 80 degrees and I'm in the sun. So
if you were Chris, you should have looked at it and smelled it.
You want to sit under the tree?
And taste it a little bit too.
Nice and shady.
Soak up some rays, bro.
Do you have a question yet?
Yes.
Good.
What was the name of the rock venue in the 1960s in Detroit? The major rock
That's
venue.
the Avalon Ballroom. No? It begins with A.
Yeah.
Armory?
No. No, I just thought.
The Agora Ballroom? No, that's Cleveland.
Now I'm forgetting who it was.
Oh.
You said I didn't have to have the answer.
That was 10 minutes ago. Before we moved on, we had the great George Harrison question. Read some questions while she's looking it up on her phone.
Okay. Well, they can't tell Derek to hang up the phone. I'm not going to do that. That's bizarre.
We'll be thrown off the air.
Who is Paul Ramon in regards to the Beatles?
We're not answering trivia questions.
Someone find a remote.
You mean Phil Ramone?
Phil Ramon. Yeah, they screwed up.
Phil Ramone, it had nothing to do with the Beatles. He was Billy Joel's producer.
Can we make it windier? I'm trying not to. What are we going to have for lunch today? I'm not sure.
It was the Grandy, by the way.
The Grandy.
The Grandy.
Nobody wins points.
No one
And
wins.
everyone loses their points.
Oh, God
Except
damn
for
it.
Lauren, who had that great badge question.
She gained 5 points for that.
All right, here's a quick trivia question. Which member of the Howard Stern team is smoking a cigarette and walking towards us right now? Julie.
Surely.
Sirius XM, no one has to work here. That's it.
Bye, Shuli.
Julie Scrumptious.
Julie.
Julie Scrumptious.
Everybody loves Julie. He'd be perfect for you.
Oh my
I think
god.
he's married with a kid.
Yeah.
But that's not up my alley.
That's your
Apparently.
thing.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's your thing. You're the married guys.
Gotta hook that up.
That's actually a good rep to have.
Especially at a place like Sirius XM.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
Yeah.
married guys.
Yeah. That's
Could
good.
be anyone. All right, there's a good question. Derek, if you could be with anyone from Sirius XM, who would it be?
me?
Yeah,
Sexually speaking?
sexually.
Oh, I'm not sure I'm prepared to answer that question
Come
right now.
on, do it.
Oh,
Chris,
man.
you can answer. Go ahead.
All right, it's between Liam and Kid Kelly, but that's just me.
Kelly, that's my boss. I can hook that up.
Pick Kid Kelly in a heartbeat.
Oh my god.
Liam is a dead fuck.
All Kelly all day for me then. I want some action.
I don't think you can keep up with the kid. I didn't know the kid was your boss.
It was a good answer though.
You got a lot of jobs though.
I wear many different hats at Sirius XM.
Is the kid married?
Kid is married, yes.
Oh, shit.
Did you really think you had a shot?
I mean,
You're not in his league. He's cut.
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. He is in really good shape.
Yeah.
Lauren, what's your answer?
Brucey?
Well, I would say the one got fired. So,
Anthony?
Whoa.
Anthony girl. There was a rumor going around that you were with him.
there was many rumors going around.
Yeah, I started.
Not even a joke.
I started 3 of them. But I've seen you, and this is really breaking rules. Like you're checking out his podcast during.
Oh, during work hours, I do, yeah. Yep. Gotta keep tabs.
Smart. Keep an eye on it. Chris, you can answer the rock question now.
All right, what is Elvis Costello's actual name?
Delbert. Is it something like Delton?
Delton?
Is it Delton? No, it's Declan McGinnis or something like that.
Ron gets the point.
What is it? You don't even know?
I don't remember.
All right, here you go. What is a name that Elvis Costello would do fake shows? And I'll give you this hint. A movie ripped off the title,
Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite. That's correct.
Points.
Point.
No points, because you don't even know the Declan McGinnis thing.
God damn it.
You asked the question. You like Gail, just ask me questions. At least she had the courtesy to look it up on her phone.
I can't. I'm
Hey,
using the
it's
phone to
Bennington
scope.
Show live in the plaza today. We'll be heading back up to the studio in just a couple of minutes. You can see us on Periscope. But we'll be back in our studio in just a couple. But how come people never just come by and drop in our studio?
I know.
I didn't know we were allowed to.
Yeah, it's an open door policy. Just come in.
Yeah, please do.
Yes.
That's why I don't come around.
Why? What did David do?
he came in and tried to give you a Subway sandwich. You
No
weren't
recall.
a fan of that.
No recall of
And then I
it.
think he gave you a blunt, right? Was it a Phillies blunt to make up for it?
When did this happen?
Long time ago.
This sounds made up.
I believe it was 57th Street.
Was it 57th Street? Did that happen?
I was a child, so I wasn't.
I was just
there,
going to say you'd have to be 8.
I was very young.
This is Bennington. We'll be right back.
Ooh, it's the Bennington Show. I don't know how how good that first hour sounded on the air. Does it sound as good as it does in the studio?
Well, whenever we play other periscopes, they always sound good. They sound straight.
Well, we should have somebody other than you thinking from the past. Joey was listening the whole time. Joey, was the sound there for this?
Yeah, it sounded great.
Okay. Because I just never can believe that a phone can sound as good as a show.
Particularly when it changes directionally, I wonder.
The way he swings that camera phone, I'm going to call it a camera phone. It's working as a camera, but it's just a phone. But it never once stays flat. You can't do that anywhere else and have it sound okay.
Unless it's picking up just good ambient
Yeah,
sounds.
that's not what we want, though.
No.
From an ambient point of view, is that what we're getting?
No. Whenever anyone's talking, I'm focusing on them.
Dude, we can see it. We can see what you're doing with the camera. You try a couple upskirts. You swing it up into the sky. It's the Bennington Show on what science is telling us is a Wednesday. Giant upset in the world of soccer last night. The undefeated U.S. team fell to a little-known South American country. Could not believe it.
Who is this Messi I just keep hearing about?
Just his hair and beard are messy. I don't know about the rest of them. I think that's something that the kids just say to taunt him. It's mean, really, when you think about
cruel.
it. But, so they go on to the finals in Chicago against either Colombia, and I forget what the other one they're playing tonight.
Yeah.
Chile.
In Chicago. Chile. Why do we say Chile?
Chile.
I think they
don't-
get pissed if you say chili.
Yeah, it's not Chile, it's
But
Chile.
we don't call Spain Espanol.
Good point.
We
Thank
should
you.
say it. España, Mexico. You should have to pronounce everything the way that people pronounce it there. And that's why I say Philly.
That hurts. Seriously, sometimes that hurts. It was beautiful outside today, though.
It's so gorgeous. Summer is here.
Now, here's a Gawker prediction, one that I do not agree with. Gawker is putting down money that Trump drops out of the race before the convention. They say that he's so low on funds and he doesn't have the backing of the money people that he will drop out of the race. Any chance of this, Gail?
People have been predicting that since he began, and
Right.
even people who thought, that they had the conspiracy that he, in fact, was working alongside the Clintons and then doing this whole charade.
I didn't remember that. That's great, though.
that they said that he'll take it to the limit, and then there'll be a controversy, or he'll drop out, or something.
I can't picture him dropping out. They swear to it, though. And Mark Cuban says that if Trump had anywhere near the money that he says he has, he would just put it up. They say Cuban claims that he's a con man he just moves cash from one company to the other
Right.
all the time, which to me would be cooler than being president. If he just ran this gimmick for years that he was rich, and he wasn't. But the only thing that made me believe Cuban is, what billionaire would open up a fake university? What billionaire would put his name on water or steaks or make a game? And I'm like, fuck, that's kind of, it never once dawned on me. Why would somebody who's got, $10 billion take a $2 or $3 million deal? It just does.
Yeah.
It seems weird to,
It would mean nothing to them. That would, if
to
it
a
would be
regular billionaire. It's not like Bill Gates is going, what? $2 billion to put my face on steaks? You got it.
Yeah, and at that point, your wealth is so big that you don't have to worry about things like branding your name.
Yeah, you don't care.
You have the security of what you've already built.
Yeah.
But even if he did drop out, it would be hard to figure out how he would spin it because he doesn't admit defeat.
The word that he's going to say is the Republicans have fucked me over so much, fuck them. That's Gawker's point of view, that he's going to blame it on the fact that the money people won't come through and that, big names in the party won't back him. But I just, I was stunned. All right, I'm looking at the TV right now. It says the Democrats are going to hold a sit-in to push for gun control. 1960s much, boys? A sit-in. Why don't we just have a be-in and then a love-in? And we'll consider it all done.
And can we roll some cots in here and everyone just like lay next to each other and cuddle? Are you allowed to bring snacks to a sit-in?
See, it's not saying a starve-in.
Yeah, because that's a whole different form of protest.
On my other hand, I'm bringing snacks. Here's, let's go to some of these calls here. Here's Craig. Craig. What's up, Craig?
Hey, Craig.
Hello, Benningtons.
Hey, man.
Hey, it was cool listening to you guys on the street. You get the ambient sound, from people that don't live in the city. It wasn't as loud as the studio, but it was fine.
All right, I appreciate that, my friend. And I do think the person who said, how do you guys put up with those sirens? And none of us, not one of us noticed the sirens.
Not at all. You just tune it out. And I don't even realize that that's something that we do.
But here's a sound that does get to me, crickets. If I hear crickets anywhere, I can't live with that.
You're like, oh my God.
Sometimes you're in the country and the crickets seem loud and then you just hear them pump up louder. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, what does that mean? What are they trying to say to us?
Is it true that they just rub their cricket legs together?
Yeah,
that's how the sound comes.
That's how that creepy sound.
How could that happen?
I don't know, because it's a bizarre sound. When I first went away to school in Westchester, and I was going to sleep the first night, like, what's that? What are these? What's that sound outside? It freaked me out.
It happens to me on every vacation. I'm just like, fuck.
I find just small sounds like that to be really scary at night, probably because we're used to just like a buzz of the city, but like leaves crunching or like you hear like a little crackle in a book, and I'm like, what?
All right, here's a sound that starts to get to me lately, and it's giving me what I call Stanley anxiety.
Okay.
If I hear someone talking on their phone and I don't hear the other side, I'm like this. Is everything okay? I just think that it's bad news. And this has just started recently.
This is weird because I just had a conversation with someone about this, that oftentimes if you're walking through the city, most of the time when you hear a phone conversation, it is bad news or a big romantic blowout, a big fight. And the reason is because we don't call just because anymore, we text for that reason. So it seems like if you were to just walk through the city and eavesdrop, like 75% of those conversations are going to be negative, the kind of stuff you don't want to say over text message or is too difficult to
I
say.
hear blowout fights all the time.
Constantly. People like standing out in the street, like crying on the phone to someone.
I know, it's really great.
It happens all the time.
Really, really entertaining, though.
Yeah.
I'm like, is she being broken up with, or did her dad die?
Yeah. I'm going to go sit closer to find out.
One time I saw a woman put her face into the corner, like to get away from us, but I could just hear her screaming at this fucking dude. I was just thinking, hang up, man. Hang up on this fucking bitch and be glad you're done with it. She was laying into him.
I overheard this guy screaming on the phone with either his wife or his girlfriend, and he's just like, I'm so sick of hanging out with your friends. A bunch of sad old bitches complaining. It's just like, this is intense for street conversation.
Now, somebody, Love It or Shove It, wrote, why wouldn't we listen to Mark Cuban owning a sports team and all? That's exactly what people say about Trump, though. Like, Mark Cuban and Trump have the same exact background, but you're saying listen to Trump and not Cuban. The only reason why I brought up Cuban is he's one of the other, 200 billionaires.
Yeah.
And for another billionaire to say, here's how a billionaire would act, that's the thing that got to me. That meant more to me than if I heard Hillary or anybody else say it, anybody from the political world. It's one of the few light bulbs that cuts through all the mean shit that people just say about each other for political reasons.
Right.
When he said, Why wouldn't, he doesn't have that kind of money. I'm looking at it now and he's saying that's why Trump doesn't want to share his taxes, not because of how much money he has or doesn't give to charity. It's for how much money he doesn't have.
Right.
Which is a mind blower. That would actually get me to vote for Trump.
Yeah.
If I found out that he had something like, $125 million.
But it's
which is still, by the way, a fortune.
Sure. But it's weird to pretend to be a billionaire. But the kind of failures that he would have, they would be like large scale failures where you're like, I undertook this business, it didn't go through. But these like small potatoes, kind of like the steaks, the waters, the university
is the weirdest.
Yeah, when you hear people describe their experience of signing up for it.
Well, is there any get rich quick person that anyone really even believes in? I know some people believe in the Anthony Robbins or the Deepak Chopras, make yourself happy. But any of those kind of, you can be living like a millionaire within a week and a half.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of those guys have any credibility whatsoever.
No, I think that they always come off like it's snake oil salesmen.
Right.
That always. So I would be more interested to find out if anyone has ever had success from one of those things. Because when I see them, I just assume that this is, just a...
My favorite, there was two little people, I think they were twins or brothers, that were doing real estate in Florida years ago. And they would be showing these homes and they'd get up on the counter and shit. They would be standing on the counter. They were great. Infomercials before there was a lot of TV on were like the stuff that insomniacs just loved.
Oh, yeah. Like a late night infomercial.
There was also a little guy that could teach you how to make a fortune just buying small ads in the newspaper. And basically, I
remember that guy.
Was it like Dan something or that?
Didn't he kill himself?
Yeah, he had a bad end, and he was like purposely like those are the two little people. Look how I'm getting politically correct now. I'm really fucking proud of myself.
That's really
And then
good.
one of them tried to kill themselves. There was jumped off a kitchen counter. Something happened. I don't think they died, but something bad happened. But this guy that I'm talking about, I think what happened if you bought his book, he would teach you how to tell other people to buy small ads in newspapers. And it would just go on and on.
Okay, but where is the way to make money by buying ads in newspapers?
Because you tell the people to buy your pamphlet, book, whatever, right? So you tell them to get rich quick.
Weird.
And I think the idea was you just keep getting these small ads. And I guess he had one he never did, start buying infomercials. Here's Tim in Florida.
Yeah, you were talking about the worst movies ever made.
No, we weren't.
You were a couple days ago.
Oh yeah. Okay, we were.
Howard the Duck.
Yes. How bad is this delay, Chris?
That's impossible.
You've got to get us off.
Days late.
Yeah, you've got to get us off this replay thing. People can't fast forward or reverse. I don't know why we can't get on the Opie Radio one. Because I know why we can't do it on this one, because of the fact that there's stand-up on this channel, and every time you went back and forth to listen to somebody's channel, there would be no way for the company to know who they're supposed to pay.
Right. So I get it. That makes sense.
We get it, but why can't we be on a different channel?
I know. Where we could be rewinding, fast forwarding, willy-nilly all we wanted.
Yeah, why can't we be on Pete's left-wing channels thing? I bet he's so happy right now. They're just full. If you're doing this, if you're doing a political show, this is just the Super Bowl constantly for you.
Oh yeah, and you've got a solid year of material.
Yeah. Jeff in Idaho. Jeff.
Yes.
What's up, man?
Well, it's just funny that Mark Cuban is calling out somebody for not acting like a billionaire. I don't think you go on and look at hacky gadgets on a shark show if you're a billionaire either.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good point. Although, they claim that those dudes make a lot of money off of that show.
Vito, you're a Shark Tanker?
Yeah, and Mark Cuban also changed the rules so that people didn't have to agree to giving up 5% just to be on the show, because he said you wouldn't get as smart business people who would agree to do shit like that.
That's just not true, because I know somebody who said they got on that show, didn't get a deal, and the fucking experience that the amount of people that fucking jumped in killed for them.
Yeah.
I think he was just afraid of scaring away some people also, though. So he told them to get rid
I
of it.
didn't know that they got rid of that.
Yeah, they got rid of it a few years ago.
So it used to be a standard whether you got a deal or not.
Because you get a giant bump.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Because even if they say, sometimes they'll say something's a bad idea, you're like, well, I might use that.
Well,
Or
you're
like,
just also curious about it.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm just going to go over there and see how this is doing. But, the first couple years, if you go back, because they rerun them on CNBC, they're always like fart pants and stuff. I mean, they had a lot of shitty stuff. But now you get stuff like $1 million for 5% of my business. You're like, fuck. That's big money.
I like when they call them out and they're like, no, we know you're just here to get ads off being on the show, so we're not going to give you a fucking deal right now.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you your money, but what I want is $1 every time something's sold. That's just a fucking... You're a loan shark now, Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Wonderful...
His deals are horrible.
Here's why Mr. Wonderful is my favorite. And I really think that he, like the last caller who said, which, by the way, was a great gimmick of calling out Cuban for being on that show if he's a billionaire. But at the beginning of it, when everybody's in their jet planes and all, Mr. Wonderful is just driving a boat that anybody could own. Like anybody who was making $40,000 a year could buy this boat and be out on a lake in it. And that to me is killer. It's just like him sitting in a hot tub or in front of a big screen TV.
He's just holding up an iPad.
Just like, check it out. He's next to a keganator. This is 24 hours a day, keeping my beard cold.
In my home.
Yeah.
I like any time that they say they're out on principle because someone has over-evaluated their company.
And then, why wouldn't you?
Like, yeah, of course you would, just to see it. Just like you guys you undersell them and you hope to meet in the middle.
Right.
But I love when they're like, on principle alone, I'm out for pretending like you have a $5 million.
That's how Fubu gets all the time.
Oh, I know. He gets very mad at that.
All right. If you thought to yourself, if you went on that show, who would you want to be in business with? Vito, we'll go to you first.
I would go Herjavec, because Herjavec started off worked for free in some tech company, worked his way all the way up to be like the CEO of a company.
But he has the least charisma of anybody on the show. Nobody wants to be in fucking business with him.
Yeah, he's very unlikable.
Unless you have a dog,
he
doesn't give a shit. But if you got a dog, he's all in.
Now, can I tell you something else? Any fucking food that gets passed out, he's always the first to go, this is fantastic. Oh, God, it's good.
I would want him for a dog product. You're right, because he is very passionate about them.
All right, what about you, Chris?
Cuban. I'm going to go with Cuban. I want him.
Dude, bro wants Cuban.
I'm going with Barbara because she gets my favorite products. I find her to be like a little bit annoying, but I think that she, there's something about her taste level I think that I agree with. And I do find her little speech impediment to be endearing.
She's got an office right up the street from my house, too.
Nice.
I'm going to go with Mr. Wonderful because I want money. Money.
Okay, money.
I like to get lots of money for stuff. Like a baby. Money.
No one picked the queen of QVC?
No, I don't trust her.
Mm-mm.
I like that her and Fubu have a rivalry because he's on Home Shopping Network and she's on QVC.
I did not know that.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see them yell at each other and he'll be like, I'll get you on HSN. And they'll be like, can I go into a deal with both of you? And he'll just yell and be like, no, I don't want this product on QVC. I don't want to work with her.
Jesus.
Here is Carmine. Carmine.
Hey, what's up, buddies? We got Ron Lepre was the guy that did those ads in the newspaper that passed away.
I think it was Don Lepre, right?
Don, maybe Don Lepre.
Yeah.
I know because I signed up for it like an idiot. when I was in my 20s. So.
Did you end up killing yourself when it was done?
No, I didn't. Funny enough, I'm still around.
How did Don die? Did they say, Chris?
I think he had cancer. I think he had.
So it wasn't suicidal. My apologies.
No, I think it was. I think he actually got sick. Yeah,
And he died in custody from an apparent suicide.
Okay.
Oh, did he? Okay, see, I don't know shit. All right.
Same thing.
You know.
Same thing.
But you cracked the case. That's really what matters.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, at least you're rich now.
Yeah. I'm living on my yacht.
For you, Crazy Billy. Thank you.
Thanks, Billy.
Chris, what is this Will Smith story?
Okay, so Will Smith was at Cannes, and he was talking about how when he released Wild Wild West, he was essentially trying to trick people to come to the movie because he was so hopped up on not making good films, but just being the number one movie star in the world. And so he apologized for that, for tricking people into coming Wild Wild West.
Well, I mean, everybody goes out. Part of the deal is to sell the bad movie. You'll never see somebody on the Tonight Show going, I don't know, Jimmy, it just got away from us. Believe me when I tell you, we all thought it was going to be good, but I went to the screening and they lost me like 5 minutes in, and I'm in the movie.
I mean, the script was good. So
Seemed good.
I agreed to it.
The script seemed like it was going to be fixable, you know? But no one has ever done that. No one has ever. They all have the balls to say it years after the fact. That was a stinker. But no one comes out. Dennis Quaid did our show once, and he goes, well, most movies stink, you know? And he's right. I mean, if you get to the end of any given year, it's hard to put together a top 10 list. You're like, I'm going to write a top 10 list, but maybe 4 of them I believe in.
This is just getting in there because I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Or like sometimes you'll say, no, it wasn't great, but at least it wasn't shit. I mean, then you start being like, well, at least they tried something interesting.
This is what I hate if someone recommends the movie for saying, it's good for what it is.
A bad movie?
Lori is saying that she saw Cuban's boat in Bar Harbor, and it was impressed. Maybe he has more than one boat. No, Mr. Wonderful is not Mark Cuban. Mr. Wonderful, I don't even know his real name. I just call him Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah, I've never.
Because he likes money.
Creepy.
Money. Rich, did he try out for Shark Tank? I've never known. Rich, how are you?
Hey, Ron, how you been?
So you tried out for Shark Tank?
Yeah, I have a tool that I patented, so I went to their studios in Manhattan, and it was a riot. They told everybody, do not line up in front of the studios, and you will not be able to line up until 10 o'clock in the morning. So I got there at like 7 a.m., and there was already a line of 200 people on the sidewalk across the street from the studio.
Wow.
So everybody, like thousands of people lined up on the sidewalk across the street, and then like about 9:15, like 2 people ran across the street to get on the side where the studio was, and the entire, like thousands of people herded across the street to the television studio side, and then security came, the cops came. They made everybody go back to the other side of the street. It was kind of a riot. It was like the highlight of the tryout.
So it's like American Idol now, just to get on that show.
I had no idea that it was that big of a thing, that they would draw that those kind of numbers.
Well, I'll tell you, everybody who has an exercise program probably wants to be on there, and anybody who makes a cake or pie. Neither one of those would I invest in because they're flash paper. They come and go.
Right. And it doesn't really. I like the ones that are a little bit more of an invention rather than just like, I make this cookie.
Yeah,
you
first
should
of all,
eat this cookie.
cookies do taste good, and that has nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Like my mom makes good cookies, but we never thought, what if we ship these and keep them in a warehouse? Like the recipe for a good cookie, I wonder if we weren't introduced to some cookies when we were young. Let's say an Oreo, right? I mean, if you taste an Oreo, it's nowhere near as good as any cookie that you're making at your house.
Right.
And yet, if you say to people, do you like Oreos? They're like, fuck yeah, I like Oreos. You know, it's like Coca-Cola. If someone just made you this new drink and they said, look, we just made it, taste it, you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, you're like, it's far too sweet. It burns.
It burns. It's acidy and sweet. And yet, we love Coca-Cola almost from birth, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know if we would like an Oreo compared to anything that was hot out of the oven. I can't imagine.
Yeah, you would be like, this is like some sort of cracker. It's not
Yeah.
a cookie. It's like a chocolate cracker filled with sugar lard.
Yeah, you're like, is that lard in the middle instead of cream? Now, Chris, what's your go-to? Because I know you don't bake, right?
No, I don't bake.
So what is, if you're in the mind for a cookie, what do you get?
I get I'll get an Oreo or I'll get a Malamar. Does that count as a cookie?
Malamar.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is like it's a thing of itself. I guess it's technically a cookie. I've never really thought of it.
And that's only seasonal, so you can't even get it all year.
Oh, fuck. He loves to jump into your shit. Man.
What the? Come on, dude.
He's right, though. You are a piece of garbage.
For a Malamar?
I'm going to give you a name. I want you to write it down.
Okay.
Tate's cookies. These are chocolate chip. They're delicious.
See, you know what I like about Tate's? They embrace that it's going to be crunchy because it's not fresh. What really freaks me out is the soft bake.
Can't be near those.
Ugh.
Like dough.
That, yeah.
They're like dough.
Because of course, when you get a cookie out of the oven in a bakery
It's
or
soft.
homemade and it has chewiness, softness, it's delicious. But whatever they do to those cookies that they can sit, in the box or in the bag for
Weeks,
6 months, and not get stale, that really creeps me out. And it's not the same. Like you can tell you're eating something really strange.
You're eating chemicals.
Yeah, some sort of chemical. Most cookies, and outside of probably an Oreo, I don't love cookies out of a bag. Just like, it's not my favorite.
Someone asked, brought up, remember, I don't know which one of our team brought up Paul Ramon when we were outside doing rock trivia.
That was myself.
Why did you say that?
It was a person on Periscope asked about Paul Ramon, how they were connected to the Beatles.
This was a fake name that McCartney used, and that's where the Ramones got their name from.
Really?
We had Phil Ramone, and then who was the Ramone who was also another record producer? We had him on our show.
Tommy?
No, Tommy Ramone is from the Ramones, you fucking drug addict. Yes, he's a record producer, but he's known for being Tommy Ramone of the Ramones. A guy who produced like Barbra Streisand and Billy Joel, his name was also Ramone.
Can't think of who it is.
And there's the typing.
I'll find out.
I bet Vito beat you to it.
No way.
Well, because you were on your emails for some reason. Did you think, you were looking for previous guests?
Exactly, yeah.
Through your emails?
Yeah.
They both look so intense right
This is
now.
search, hurry up and search. 2016. Yes, Vito.
Marky Ramone?
No, of course not. He's from the Ramones. So you're finding out this is one you didn't put up on RBI. I always wonder.
Phil Ramone.
Phil Ramone is correct. I always wonder how many of those did they miss that should have went up and didn't.
We need to cross-reference.
We ought to kill ourselves is what we ought to do. We
Not
literally
yet.
should kill ourselves.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
What?
What are we
When?
waiting for? VR to get better?
Let's give it a little more time.
It's the Bennington show. First hour of the show whipped by because we were just outside.
I know, it's so
playing,
beautiful.
having fun. Then the thing froze up and we had to come back upstairs.
It was the saddest moment of our lives.
Sadder than anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know how I'm going to get over that thing.
And then we had to get an elevator and it was crowded.
And Chris was staring at an old lady's breast.
I mean, he was so fixed on that woman's breast. And this is a woman I would say mid-60s.
Yeah.
He was gray diving.
It definitely was. That was just something about that woman. She just drew my gaze.
But it was such a weird, and that's fine. I am not judging that you're
Sounds
interested.
like you're judging.
I'm judging how overt you are being. That somebody on the other side of the elevator is going, wow, Chris can't stop looking at this old woman's tits.
I think it was a compliment to her.
By the way, a person who doesn't want to live a public life
Yes.
texted me that said outside when we were there,
Yeah.
The sound was excellent, even when Chris was whipping around the phone. There's not even a lot of wind noise.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear it.
Positive overall.
Yeah, except for you whipping around the phone.
He whips his
And
phone back and forth.
Doing bad promos. Hey, did you get the email I forwarded yesterday of a guy offering to do your promos for you?
Yeah, I saw his email. I appreciate
Oh,
the
that's
offer,
nice.
but I'll do my own work.
Yeah, but maybe give him a shot.
He does promos for 18 different stations. Nick Hex wrote this in as a cookie, and it's almost too gross for me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. I got to try to keep this down. A Fig Newton.
I'm not gonna lie, I love a Fig Newton.
Why?
I love a Fig Newton, but
It's a garbage cookie.
But it's this thing of itself. It's not a cookie. It's its own weird bar. It's like a mini bar.
It's probably one of the oldest sold cookies in America. It's one of those things that people's grandparents would eat and find to be delicious, along with that weird breakfast cereal log that old people
Oh, the
would
one
have.
that you would like crackle up.
Yeah.
Shredded wheat.
Shredded. First of all, even think of the name. Shredded wheat.
Can't wait to buy that. What?
What is like the most adult cereal that you enjoy? Because there were a lot of those that when you were a kid that you didn't understand how adults enjoy those.
I like Raisin Bran.
Raisin Bran is
I could
good.
never touch it. I don't like dried out fruit.
Hated it as a child, but now I'm like, it's pretty, these raisins, nice sweetness.
Here's one that I like now that my younger self would think was disgusting. Grape nuts.
Oh.
I love grape nuts.
No, that's like eating pebbles.
Garbage.
Not the little cartoon girl. I mean actual pebbles.
And not fruity pebbles are delicious.
Oh,
cereal.
yeah, those are easy. That's like saying, do you want a bowl of candy?
Yes, I do.
Bowl of candy, children?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just pour some milk on my candy, please.
Yeah, I'll pour some milk over sweet tarts and you can have those before you go to school. Wait, I got a spy report. Spy report. HBO has pulled the needle from the record. There will be no season 2 of Vinyl.
Wow.
People
maybe
have spoken.
one of the biggest television flops in history.
Yeah, that's massive.
Somebody said they spent $100 million on the first season.
Yeah. That's how much through like marketing and producing the show. $100 million.
Wow.
I only stayed for like 3 episodes. I think that's when
I think I watched 3 as well.
I
2 or
watched
3.
every episode and screamed at every episode. And I screamed, I should be loving this show. I should be.
I know. There was not a show I feel that was more tailor made
For me.
Yeah,
yeah,
for your interest.
Me. It was like my exact, and like I waited 2 years for the show. Like, this fucking show's going to be great.
there's no way it could be bad.
How dumb they were to fucking kill Dice in the first episode. And how dumb to take this thing about, it's basically they were doing GPS the movie and they ruined, and they turned it into a weird paranoid murder.
Yeah,
show.
because that's like saying the music business was not interesting in itself. That's already saying this subject matter, we could not find anything dramatic and interesting. So we just made it a murder mystery.
You guys like when people get killed, right?
Chris, remember when you were saying about Will Smith lying about that movie? William writes in and said, I like that movie. Kenneth Branagh was great. Will Smith is a real cock, huh? Fucking shit dick. That is weird that there are people, when an artist comes out and says that was terrible, and you're like, but I did like it. You know, you're now telling me I'm terrible. Well, that was the steampunk version of, and it's one of those movies that, I mean, it could have been good. You know what I mean?
Great concept.
They just got a little too carried away with the CGI and all that.
A giant
you know?
spider or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you just turned around and pushed it too far. But, you know, Wild West was on TV for years in the 60s or something like that.
Was that the beginning? did they begin that steampunk look?
It's a good question.
Or was that they took something that was kind of underground and they used it?
Was anything? I think wasn't steampunk like a Sherlock Holmes gimmick
It was a Victorian era.
Yeah, but there had to be certain movies. What was the one where the guy had the time machine? But it was like just the H.G. Wells story. He was like solving a murder. He was Jack the Ripper had come into this time, so that one might have been it. But it was always like that. There were certain movies that stayed with that look, of that kind of Sherlock Holmes look. That the steampunk, but the steampunk thing is over now, or nothing's ever totally over these days.
I feel like there's still people who do that. They go to like little conventions and dress up. It's still like an underground thing, but it still will pop up every couple years as a style to do in movies. Like that Hugo movie kind of had the steampunk thing.
Well, have you ever said to a person like at a party, "Are you dressed in steampunk?" And they're like, "What?
The fuck do you mean?
What do
by
you
that?
mean? I fucking felt like I was dressed like the Kinks."
I thought this was cool. But yeah, I think the Van Helsing movies kind of had a steampunk look about it. So
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it got hot for a little while, and then if you like steampunk, you just like steampunk now. But no one's, I don't think, really going to it as much anymore.
But I think that they do conventions, right? Like much like the Comic-Con type conventions.
It's cosplay, pretty much.
That's the word I was looking for.
Scott in Florida.
Hey, Ron, you sound like $1 million.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you didn't like vinyl, but did you get a chance to watch the Roadies premiere?
I did. I thought Ron White was incredible, but I haven't quite locked into the rest of it yet.
I guess in my sick head, I'm watching it and I'm like, you know what? I think Ron and Gail would love this show.
Well, I did. I mean, I absolutely love the tone that Ron White had, that whole, when he started bringing up Skinner and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe the show should have been set further in the past, because I don't know if people talk about living for the music anymore.
Yeah, why not make it a period piece anyway? Because that's kind of.
But I'm definitely going to give them a chance, because love Cameron and all that, but I did not connect. Except for Ron White. I thought he was fucking unbelievable. And I first of all, I didn't even know he was going to be in it. And then second, that you kind of forget that he's Ron White,
Yeah. Well, thanks for the Ali Wong mention, because I watched that the other night too, and that's fantastic.
She's unbelievable. She's unbelievable in this special. One of the best things I've ever seen. Peace. There's only a couple of comedians that I ever saw disappear into something and forget that they're a comedian. And one of them stopping by later today, Nick DiPaolo.
Yeah.
Nick DiPaolo, I think, is fucking, he has the ability to be the actor. Matter of fact, another person who's really good, Dan Soder, he and Nick are doing that web series now.
Yeah.
Use People?
Use People, yes, on cc.com.
Because I watch Soder all the time and Billions, and even though I know him really well, I forget that it's Soder.
Yeah, that's
like that dude's a dick.
Yeah, because that's not only just a comedian, someone you know personally.
If you know anyone personally, it's hard. It's harder. I don't know how everyone in Hollywood does it.
I don't know. It just, to me, like when you know someone, it's very difficult not to be like, that's my friend and he's in a costume. I was like, those aren't his clothes.
My friend's pretending he killed someone.
He's not a murderer. That's silly.
When you really think about it, acting is the nuttiest thing that we do. That we just like, okay, now I'm going to pretend that this woman is my wife and that these two strangers are my children, and go. It's weird.
Yeah, and that cultures have been putting people who choose that as their profession on a pedestal for a very long time. Like the actors of most cultures.
Like ancient Greece,
Yeah,
those
of course,
people
yeah.
were celebrities.
Celebrity status.
People were saying, you were incredible last night. when you shit on the stage? Because they used to. I think they used to piss and shit on the stage. Did they not?
Oh yeah, that was humor.
What?
Yeah,
I never heard that.
Oh yeah, it was like they were constantly like whipping their dicks out too. That was very popular.
It would be with me. I'd be like, this
Yeah.
fucking dude's great. I've seen him 8 movies. One time he helicoptered his dick.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what a helicopter is because I'm in ancient Greece.
Which is funny as intellectual. Like they were intellectuals, yet the height of comedy to them was like a dick wagging. Like they
It
were
was
like,
a
that is
dick. It
hilarious.
was a fart. I mean, that has existed
Yeah.
forever. People farting and then the other fucking warriors just fucking cracking
That sound
up.
came out of his butt.
Yeah. Did you mean that to happen, which is gross, or you didn't mean to happen, which is oddly embarrassing? And a guy wagging his dick and farting, forget about it. That guy's got his own fucking show. Very, very weird though, right?
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's bizarre that we treat that as
All right, Hosp is our resident nerd. And he said that a huge event in Jersey with a spread over 2 hotels, thousands of people, the Steampunks World Fair is in May every year. And Hosp knows all the nerd stuff. He's like a Jermaine Lassier that can't write.
Chris, I'd like to see you at that convention.
You're kind of steampunky, right, Chris?
Yeah, I like top hats and goggles.
But what movies of that do you like?
I mean, I never really watched any of the steampunk movies. I just like the aesthetic. Well, I've seen League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Extraordinary Gentlemen. I know it was over when John Taffer turned a bar into a steampunk bar.
Oh, I thought that somehow John Taffer was in that movie. It would have been so fucking. You would have been able to get by.
Really?
Yeah. We're going to steampunk this bar. First, you're going to clean the gunk out of this. Someone could die! Shut up, Taffer. We're asking for help.
Why is this beer so warm?
And then 2 days later, after being screamed at, you guys have changed your attitude. You're no longer an alcoholic. Well, just tell people, one, that they're an alcoholic, and 2 days later, you're not an alcoholic.
He's not fixing bars, he's fixing people, Ron. And then he's like looking.
Wow, that really touched me.
Yeah,
when you
right.
said that.
And he's looking on the dance floor. And he's just like, look at all those people. That's money out there. Just say that person represents $125 or some crazy.
We've added 4 extra seats, which is going to give you another $128,000.
This is bar science.
A year. There's 40,000 people that live in this neighborhood in an 8-block area. 39,000 of them like mint juleps. We're turning this into a derby bar. Look, when you come in, there's a horse head. I like the there's a couple of videos up on the iBank today. The dad falling off the fucking railing during daughter's graduation, and then a goat knocking out a fucking cow, which is unbelievable.
That knockout was so shocking. Have you seen this yet, Chris?
I have not seen this.
He doesn't see anything. He doesn't see anything because he's steampunk. He doesn't have a computer.
No laptops or tablets in my steampunk world. There's just pneumatic tubes and gears.
It's run by steam.
What kind of tubes?
Pneumatic tubes. That's big in the steampunk world. World
like a
star
lot of-
hip hop.
Yeah, who?
Oh, shit.
You don't picture that. And it happened right in front of the calf. The calf sees its mother get knocked out.
I know.
I hate when fucking animals don't stick up for one of their animals that's being attacked.
Damn,
drives me nuts. Did you just yell, damn goat?
Damn goat.
I mean, that goat did a great job of knocking that cow out.
There's also a thing of this fucking lunatic who lit all the fireworks display in Walmart on fire.
I can't believe that video. That's terrifying.
There's not enough jail time for that fucking prick.
No. That whole place could have been up in a second.
This is nuts. A huge fire.
That's massive.
And guess what? Those are explosives. You know what? You think that it's just because they're small, but when they're all together like that, that thing could have went off like TNT. TNT. Oi! Oi! So stupid. Did Derek jump up and start getting into that?
I think he probably did.
Yo, he was headbanging in there.
Was he? That quickly?
Yeah. It doesn't take much for Derek to start.
He was
Ouch, so
headbanging.
you're saying I didn't do much. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that you just your one goddamn tea.
He's
He's ready to go.
You had him at T.
Sure. It's the Bennington Show. This Friday at 8:30 on Opie Radio. Listen to us as we present to you Comedy 101, which the people in the room loved. I wonder how it'll play in America's Heartland.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Because at certain moments, it felt like a very, inside, it felt very connected to the people who are in the room. Who knows if the world will share our feelings about it?
I don't know. I really don't know.
That's why you, the listener, have to decide.
We almost thought about taking this show to Montreal as an underground punk rock show, which seemed exciting, but we pulled the plug on it.
We decided it might not be the right time or place.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean we're not going to punk rock this shit in the future.
Yeah. Well, it won't be punk rock anywhere else because it'll be expected.
Right.
I think when you say we're putting on a show, you can no longer call that punk rock. We have the official backing. That's no longer punk rock.
No.
I just want to just come whipping up and do it on a flat truck. But
perhaps maybe at the either Democratic or Republican convention.
I'm not going near either one of those. I expect Days of Rage at both.
You have to expect the unexpected. Then they always say that about politics.
Gary Johnson is trying to get your libertarian vote. Somebody told me he has 5% or he needs 5%.
In order to be on the ticket or?
To be able to be
ballot,
at the debates. He'll be on the ballot, but nobody will know who he is unless you follow the news. He lacks a little charisma for me, though. I think he should be coming at this hard and strong. I kind of wish Trump was our libertarian candidate.
He technically is.
I don't know. No one knows what he believes. Wow, now they're saying 9% for Johnson, which is...
That's surprising.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe in those numbers.
Yeah, that seems much too high.
It seems like he'd have to do a lot more work to get his 9%.
And then there's also a Green Party female candidate. I can't think of her name.
I don't know if the Green Party's ever gotten too large before. The Libertarian Party has gotten some votes. What do you need to break here, Chris?
Yeah, we should break here.
All right, why don't we break? Is our guest coming up next?
Yes, Nick DiPaolo's coming in.
Everybody loves Nick DiPaolo. He's one of the funniest human beings on our planet Earth. He's going to be headlining the Stress Factory this weekend in New Jersey. Great place to see him. Brokerage Comedy Club in Belmore. He'll be playing in Long Island on July the 7th. Caroline's Comedy Club, July 21st through the 23rd. NickDip.com for tickets and additional dates. And the Nick DiPaolo podcast available on iTunes. And by subscribing, you can get 2 to 3 more shows per week at connectpal.com/Nick. On Twitter at Nick DiPaolo. Right back with Nick. It's the Bennington Show. Nick DiPaolo in studio with us.
Hi, how are you, kids?
Good to see you again.
What bathroom do I use?
You missed us just sitting outside today. I know you were listening as you came in. Now you're stuck in the studio.
I know. And you guys, you still don't have any color in your face. You
No,
look like a fucking-
We're a pale people.
Yes, we are. We are the white people that Hitler dreamed of.
It looks like a jaundice convention in here. Like a nice little yellow.
It's exciting to see sunlight.
Except for Gail, actually. Gail, actually, is, but that's because she's 14.
Yeah, she is 14, but you know what?
Child genius.
Bright for her age.
Yeah.
She's really...
Seriously, it's funny you say that because I was talking with my wife about this show, saying how good, you're an old pro. And And we both, my wife goes, and Gail is like really educated. You don't find that much in radio.
No.
Usually it's a kid, with a fucking plate in his head. A couple of his parents, fucking freaks around the host. But she laughs at the writes the smart stuff and says smart stuff. That's why I'm like, I got to do that show again. I had a great time.
That is true that radio does bring a kind of a freak show mentality. And the funny thing is here you try to explain that to HR. So we're trying to get new producers or a phone screener, and they're like, this kid is really kind of insane. We're like, send them to us.
Yeah.
We want a dope that'll eat frogs.
You're talking French kids.
That's our bread and butter.
You have to talk to HR about that?
Yeah. This place,
Why?
this is not radio. This is a corporation that has this stuff in. But the old days in radio, if you needed a new guy, you just hired the guy who hung out every time that you put up the balloon. You're right. There would always be some.
That's
weird
how I
kid.
get into it.
Yeah.
By the way, I feel like I feel very cheated that I started doing radio after the balloon days. Can we get the balloon back?
No. Well, this is a national company, so we'd have to buy 90 balloons. We don't do that. I guess local radio stations still do balloons.
Puerto Rican kid just tried to sell me a balloon on 42nd and 8th.
Those are old days.
Leon.
Although I did see an older white couple buying crack from a young black kid in front of the train station the other day, and I'm like, I'm back in New York. It's here again.
That's how old we are, Ron.
Yes.
That people like in their 60s are buying crack because they did it years ago in the 80s.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We have this is a time we get people are retired who went to Woodstock. So people are now retired who did acid in the 60s, and there's no new drug that scares them. They're like, what's this?
That's right.
You're like 70. You're down in Florida. You're still wearing bad clothes. And then you're like, what's Molly all about? I'll eat some of that.
My dealer used to be in a wheelchair because he got shot, but now the wheelchairs because they're 78.
So that is funny, though. I know a guy, too, who was shot, paralyzed from the, armpits down and didn't give up the life. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
He was still out there.
What an inspiration.
Yeah, he was just out there, and you'd be at some show, and he'd be turning his wheelchair and
doing donuts.
You're just like, maybe this went too far. Maybe we got to a point where our folks were correct.
But he's still out there pedaling.
Yeah, he's still making it happen.
In his chair.
Yeah, in his chair.
That proves he was lazy from the beginning.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, first of all, hasn't there been a time where you think to yourself, "I'd get parking, I'd get a chair on, and it looks nice."
My wife had a knee operation last winter, and we kept the pass. She got the handicap pass.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You can use that when you're on crutches for months and stuff. But we extended it 2 months. I haven't had to walk 11 feet to get my groceries in about 3 months. Stepping over pregnant women and shit. Get out of the way. The fucking guacamole's fresh. Get out of there.
Now, the knee is another thing it used to be you blew out your knee, you walked with a cane the rest of your life. I had uncles that I never saw them bring their leg down. They always had to be on a coffee table and their fucking leg is up. And it was just like a normal thing.
Yeah, their feet near the onion dip.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Is that thing going to heal or what?
He has a bad knee.
Yeah. I mean, it used to be from the age 35 on, your life was over. You were wrecked. And now they give new knees to people, and it's amazing.
Yeah, the operations, they go in microscopically, whatever. It's they don't open you up.
I know. That's the crazy thing.
I had shoulder operations in the 80s.
Right.
I mean, look at these.
Yeah.
It looks like they did it with a dull popsicle stick. Look at the scars are 3 inches wide. Both shoulders. I take off my shirt. People are throwing up at pool parties. What happened to you? Were you a nom? I'm like, no, I got operated on in the 80s.
They do heart operations now that they don't open
They don't even
the
open
chest.
you up.
They go in from the thigh somehow.
That's being a pussy, though. Open them up.
You do want that scar where it's just all the way from your neck to your belly.
So then this way you'd be like, while you're being mean to me.
Yeah.
Look
You
what
use
I've
that
done.
to get laid. You tell girls, look at this. I was in a knife fight.
I had a friend who had his spleen taken out, and it looked like that they even put him together with fishing wire. We'd be down at the beach. It was just a long, jagged lightning bolt.
What are you, a Chargers fan? No, I had my spleen taken out by a fucking hack. You're absolutely right, man. Duct tape. These are duct tape and shit, but yeah. So my wife, she's still limping around. I said, come on, fucking walk it off. Quit being a puss.
Did she get pills for that too, or?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get her off those.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it starts that way.
Yeah.
It starts nice. Well, your grandmother, when they gave her the same thing was for knees, and then she stayed on.
That's your mom we're talking about?
No, it's
my mom, my mother's mother.
Yeah.
Oh, your mother's mother.
It was my mom. We wouldn't be talking.
Oh, yeah,
about
well,
it. She'd be after me like a fucking maniac. I'd be getting the shoe. She still takes off the shoe. But she stayed on for a long time and then got it off him. Like, she said, "Okay, I'm done," and like she basically had the shakes. Like a
is that
street
right?
junkie, yeah.
No, my wife is fine with that shit.
Yeah, well, she crushes it up, snorts it, knows what she's doing. She follows the directions.
I'm cooking it on a spoon for her over the fucking open flame. She's yelling at me from the couch.
Chris, you're going to be, pimping stuff today, so be ready for that.
Oh, yeah.
And do it nice for a change, please.
Make it real nice.
I drove in from Northern Westchester. Get that shit right, will you?
Everything's gonna be right. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
Well, this is the time that you say it instead of pondering it.
Nick's headlining this weekend, June 24th and 25th at the Stress Factory, New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Yes.
And then it'll be at the Brokerage Comedy Club in Belmore, Long Island on Thursday, July 7th. And Caroline's Comedy Club, July 21st through the 23rd. Go to nickdip.com for tickets and additional dates. And the Nick the Paolo podcast is available on iTunes.
Yeah, go to Connect Pal. He forgot the best part.
Yeah, I know he does.
The ConnectPal.com. Is that on there, Chris?
ConnectPal.com/Nick.
Go to that, and that's where you can subscribe 2 to 3 more shows a week. If you like the free one on Monday,
you get
on
iTunes.
You get 2 to 3 more a week, and it's. Dude, I'm making a living from my house.
Is that right?
I swear to God. Well, I'm living in a tent. But no, people are signing up. I've had my best month subscription-wise, and they can contribute money. I got more contributions than fucking Bernie Sanders this month. It's unbelievable. But it's on fire, man.
Bernie Sanders should start a podcast because the money and it's the same thing. He did the same thing that you do. Like, if you have an infomercial, you promise people free stuff for just a little bit of money. Free. Everything's going to be free from this point on.
I love Bernie. Bernie's an old Jew who didn't make it in business. He's a little bitter. My brother Shlomo's a billionaire. And the black vote, he couldn't get the black vote.
No.
He tried it. Last week he changed his first name to Colonel. Did you hear that? I mean, what the fuck is he thinking?
The blacks were onto that act, though. You know what I mean?
Yes, they were.
Yes, they were. They grew up uptown. They know exactly where that's coming from.
That's right.
Although the blacks love Clinton unless she's running against the black. They left her in droves, and now that she's back, she's got all the Obama votes.
Yeah, it's not about gender. It's about skin with the black folk. And you can't blame them. They've been through a rough patch. Fucking 400 years.
400 years of it's coming. Believe me.
It'll get better.
Seriously, if Martin Luther King came back from the dead, first he heard there was a black president, he probably would be thrilled. And then when he saw the rest of the news, he's like, I can't believe nothing changed. Nothing changed.
It's worse.
Yeah.
We were in reverse, 100 miles an hour. It's fucking, it's like I read the headlines on Drudge. It's like the world is working from a list of shit to piss me off. I can't fucking believe I go, are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Literally having like ICE bringing illegals in trucks and dropping them off in Phoenix. What the fuck? Nobody's even talking about it. I can't believe. I go on Drudge. There's a picture of a girl at a rally in Los Angeles. She's holding a Mexican flag, and it says, "Let's make America Mexico again." I'm like, okay. Well, step 1, remove all indoor plumbing. Step 2, you're gonna be pregnant by 14.
Remove
come on.
all indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
But they got a hose out in the yard, I guess.
That's right. We did it as a kid.
There was a story I thought everybody would have jumped on. This fucking crazy kid tried to grab a cop's gun to shoot Trump.
Yeah.
And it never made TV.
Why do you think that is, Ron?
I mean, that's fucking Gerald Ford time.
Of course, but we know that the media is fucking far left.
You think
hates
so?
Trump. Are you fucking licking my nuts? Why do you think?
Well, look, let me tell you something.
I
I
hate
work
Trump.
in the media, and all they're interested in is money. I don't know how they could be far left. Maybe they think that sells.
They also are obsessed with Trump. Normally.
They hate his fucking guts.
Are you a Trump guy?
I by default.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't crazy about him, but when I saw what he did and the reaction from the people on the left, it sort of exposed how hateful they are and shit.
Right.
It's like when he made fun of that handicap report, I go, that's my guy. Not that I dislike handicapping, but I go, this guy really has brass balls and doesn't give a fuck.
That was like, that's what I considered Trump's boss moment. I was like, he's going to fucking counterpunch no matter what happens.
But you don't think the media has been blowing Obama for the last 7.5 years? Seriously? Compared to what Bush got? I wasn't a Bush fan either, by the way.
I don't know if Obama's ever been popular. He got popular twice. Both times was at the fucking election. Both times is the only time. And now he's got an above average
50,
approval
something.
rating, where, Bush's was very low, like 32%. But I was reading some stuff that the Republicans were mad at the media for giving Trump too much attention. And they said when Bush came back, he hadn't been on TV in 10 years, and he came out for his brother. They cut away from the last President Bush to go to Trump, doing one of his many speeches.
But that makes sense because Trump is provocative and says crazy shit and gets ratings. And like you said, it's a bottom line thing.
People don't realize that it's only about commercials, every bit.
Well, to a degree, but those commercials are fucking very liberal in themselves.
Like what?
Oh, Jesus Christ. We have to discuss how white men are portrayed in commercials again?
No,
or sitcoms or movies. The whole fucking business is far left.
But I just see, if you watch the news at night, you just see drug commercials. It's just constant.
If you're watching Fox News.
Anything for your dick, anything.
Stop smoking.
It sounds like your dicks are really broken, guys.
No, but that's the message that we're impotent. That is the message. I'm serious. You ever watch an NFL game? You try to what? Your fucking team is dressed in pink. Your quarterback comes out yelling all this macho shit. Red 80, Omaha. Drops back to pass. He's dressed like fucking I Dream of Jeannie. People are going, is that a penalty flag on the play? No, his cancer scar fell off, I think. And then every commercial during an NFL game is for what? For Viagra, telling me that I can't get it up. And then the next commercial is telling me not to sexually abuse women. Well, which one is it? I'm getting mixed fucking signals. Am I an impotent little pussy or a danger to any clit within 100 miles from my fucking house? And then they have Ice-T. Ice-T, fucking rapper, former pimp, by the way. He was a pimp. NFL has him telling me how to treat women. Right in the middle of the game, he pops on the screen. He goes, "Don't beat your bitches." Back to the game, Al. And then the commercials for Viagra, they are so mean. They have a beautiful British girl laying in bed, big tits, blue eyes, that beautiful accent. This is who you're using to sell pills to guys you're taunting these poor guys that can't get around. When you see a commercial for starving kids in Ethiopia at 11 at night, the white guy doing the commercial's not eating a fucking foot-long cheese steak in front of these kids. He's not going, Kimber's starving, send him a nickel. What is it, ciabatta bread? This is fucking delicious. Hey, get that kid away from me. You almost touch my leg. Are you fucking kidding me? And then the broad's laying on the bed. You've seen the commercial, and she's like, "Gentlemen, you're with your favorite lady, and the setting is perfect." And then erectile dysfunction happens again. They have to throw again in there? Who the fuck's writing this shit, Ellen? What do you mean again? I was on mushrooms in high school. Get over it. Again. Like it was fucking mean enough. And she's laying in bed with her fucking it's just like mean to guys. Ladies, how would you like it, ladies, if you were watching The View and all of a sudden a commercial comes on with George Clooney from Monostat 7. He's laying on the bed in his underwear, candles everywhere, bedroom eyes. He's like, ladies, who is your favorite hunk? And the setting is perfect. And then he pulls down your panties and the room smells like a can of smoked mussels left in the back of a minivan in August for 2 weeks. Again.
So, Nick, you just let this roll off your back? It doesn't bother you at all? You just let it go?
That's good.
I've been watching this shit for years. On the fucking Father's Day, I'm watching baseball. They have a Dove commercial, Dove soap for Father's Day. They show fathers. There's not one mom in it, right? But I'm like, what's the fucking hook here? Sure enough, they show a gay guy with a baby on his chest, and his life partner comes over and gives him a peck on the forehead. So the message there is the only good fathers are gay fathers. There wasn't one fucking woman in the commercial, so only good fathers are fucking gay fathers. They're very slick about it, folks. Right. And I've been calling them on this bullshit since my first CD in 1992. And
it hasn't done any good, though.
It is. I'm at the Stress Factory this weekend. I'll be at the fucking Applebee's in Denver next week.
You're just screaming into a hurricane because it's coming at you too hard.
It's coming. I can't believe. I read the Drudge Report. I'm in the fetal position crying. Going, who elected this motherfucker? You fucking titless wonders. But that's the shit you'll hear on my my podcast, by the way, connectpal.com/Nick.
Because Chris won't, promote
No, he
it
did a
properly.
good job.
Did he do it?
But he gave up for the most important things at the end.
You go to connectpal.com/Nick.
Yeah.
That's the Nick the Paolo podcast, available on iTunes. And by subscribing, you get 2 to 3 more shows per week.
That's right, man.
And then Nick's headlining this weekend at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
And he'll be at the Brokerage on Long Island Thursday, July 7th, and at Caroline's July 21st through 23rd.
Haven't been to Caroline's for a while. Took a little break from there.
Took a little break from Caroline's.
And,
What's the first time you appeared at Caroline's? How far does that go back?
That's a fucking great question.
Yeah.
It's right after it opened, early 90s, probably. Catch a Rising Star was the club.
That was the club.
Yeah. And Louis Ferranda, the guy that booked that, books Caroline's.
Yeah.
So, but I've had some interesting things happen at Caroline's. I made some joke, some fucking Latino crack or whatever. Somebody throws a fucking glass from the back of the room. It smashes on a front table. It's like a family from Atlanta there to see me. They get sprayed with glass. You know who it was? It was a woman, the editor of Latina magazine. Fucking, they arrested her in the law.
Really? Yeah.
Oh my God. But I've been there since. That was a long time ago.
But when something like that happens, do you take another look at your act, or do you say to yourself?
No, because nobody else had a problem with it.
Yeah.
And there were other Hispanic people in the audience who didn't have a problem with it. It was like a very innocuous line. I don't even remember what it was, but that's the times we live in. You're in New York City, hypersensitivity, and
it is a hypersensitive fucking time. And I was just watching because Trump was with the leaders of Christianity.
Yes.
And they brought up PC. They're like, we're living in these PC times. I'm like, wait, I thought that the church was the one that started the PC thing. Now they're saying they can't say shit.
They might have started it, but it's fucking morphed into something way different.
Yeah.
Come on, give me a break.
Well,
look at the college campuses, Ron. I mean, this is where this shit's coming from.
Well, the weird thing about it is it started with little kids. And then by the time those kids got to college, they've
been molested.
Yeah, they've already feel this is the way that they feel now. But we kind of started this years ago when, like my parents would say, someone does something, hit them back was the thing. But then people got freaked out. By the time it was like, no one could hit my kid. Like the parent would go to the school. If the parent came to the school to complain about somebody bothering the kid, that would have been the worst fucking thing that could have happened when I was younger.
Yeah, it's weird too to see where the break happens, because even in a world where you think, okay, everybody is PC on this like kind of left leaning, or they're worried about being offensive to gay people or transgender people, and then there's breaks within those groups. Like,
they're eating each other, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Libs are eating each other. It's like porn to me. I jerk off to it.
But
watching Bill Maher scold his own audience and shit. I used to watch girls eat each other. I'd rather watch libs eat each other. It's fucking way more exciting to me. That shit doesn't come from the right. All that shit comes from the left today.
Like, for example, there was a trailer that's out now for Bad Moms.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And
Moms who drink in the afternoon.
Exactly. So there's a joke towards the end of the trailer where, what's Dak's wife's name?
Dax Shepard's wife is Kristen Bell.
Kristen Bell, right. So she has a joke where she's wearing a very like unattractive bra, and everyone's kind of like riffing and making fun of how like ugly her bra is. And she made a joke saying, okay, you look like the character from Boys Don't Cry. So she's like, you've got a very Boys Don't Cry. And all these people came out like, this is mean-spirited. You know, Brandon Tina was murdered, and the movie is about Brandon Tina.
so you
and
know
then,
what?
like, people who are writing to it like, hi, I'm gay, I'm transgender. Please stop saying these things and making us look really hypersensitive and crazy. Like,
well, yeah.
You make us look bad when you're saying, like, we can't take a joke about something.
They can't. It's based on identity politics. That doesn't come from the right. That comes from the fucking left. The people who are crying they want a colorblind society, they're the ones who have divided us into 1,000 million groups.
Right.
You know, that's where the hypersensitivity comes from. You know, it might have been the Christian right in the 50s. You know what I mean? But we're long past that. Now everybody's splintered into their groups. And if you just talk about, if you're a white heterosexual male and you just talk about Hispanics or a gay person, it's like you're stepping into their territory. They don't even want you to talk, but even if it's positive, they're like you're appropriating.
I'll tell you another place that adopts to these rules faster than anybody else is the military. My brother was in the military, and at one point they were, and this was years ago, they were coming up with different names for a blackboard. They didn't want to call it a blackboard.
So they wanted
and
to
they had
say
to come out like a
chalkboard.
writing board, chalkboard.
Crackerboard.
Crackerboard would be fine.
Yes.
White people rarely get their feelings hurt. I remember when I found out about cracker when I was a kid, we were like, what? It's fucking hilarious.
I know that.
Honky means nothing. No kid ever ran home crying because he was called honky.
Yeah.
You know why they called us honkies, by the way? Our nasal little voices.
Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
like we honk like geese.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Black people also say that whites smell like wet dogs. And
Yeah, and they smell like fried onions on the dance floor. So what do you want? Fucking, do they not? Come on, I play with that. I'm an athlete. I play with guys, black guys. We used to laugh at how we smelled. I had garlic come out of my skin. They smell like burnt onions.
But later you would have been kicked off the team for that if you were playing golf.
Well, I was up at Maine.
Delicious, by the way. There's some garlic, onion.
I was between two guys up at the University of Maine. My lock was between two black guys. I think they were the only two black guys on the team.
Yeah.
And boy, they weren't breaking that stereotype of a giant dick. Both, they were like forearms hanging on either side of me. I used to walk up with a towel and two robes on. Hi, how are you, fellas? One guy, I'm not kidding. We had a black guy. His dick was so big. He was embarrassed. He wouldn't get in the shower with us. He'd wait till we fucking got out. He was like a nice, humble, kid from Maine. Not a cocky like Jay-Z type, but he was
showing it off.
So he was.
He said he was. He told it he was embarrassed.
Yeah. He was embarrassed because his cock was dragging.
That's what. Can you imagine having that problem? If I wouldn't have pants on if I had that dick. I'd be pantless for 23 hours a day. I'd be going into Walmart. Fucking can I get a anywhere?
But Nick, it would be black, so you might,
That's all right. I don't give a shit. Mine's black now. It's rotting from my right hand pounding it to submission.
Someone is
sorry, Gail.
She's fine with. She's almost 15 now.
Totally fine.
Somebody's on the phone said that they went to school with you.
Yeah.
Even in the same frat house.
Oh, up at Maine.
Yeah, this is CJ in Maine. CJ, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead, buddy.
What's up, CJ?
Hey, actually, it's Lorenzo Bouye, Nick. I wanted to say hi. Thanks for the big dick story.
This isn't Lorenzo Bouye.
Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson.
Is it really? I can't tell if he's fucking with me. This could be another white player, but he's hitting the names on the head. I'll tell you that much. Lorenzo Bouye was. He still holds like every rushing record in New England. He was like a leader of a street gang in Hartford, and he was like 6'2", like 205, 215 or whatever. Just could run like a deer. Baddest ass on the planet, and the nicest guy ever to me. He busted his leg. I filled in for him like my junior year.
Right.
And he showed me
65 yards, Nick.
That's right. Who is this?
Johnson, dude.
Who is it? Chris?
Big Manu.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay, man.
What are we going to do? Show you my ID?
Yeah.
Yes.
You should.
Could you do that?
Yeah. Could you fax that to us?
Yeah.
You've mellowed in your age.
Yes. Well, I had 4 cups of coffee sitting in the lobby. Come on. For Christ's sake. Is it about mellowing?
Now, Nick could play. CJ, Nick was a ball player?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. You have that reputation as a guy who's has an actual athletic past, which makes you different than 94%
of the business I'm in.
who still can't catch.
You mean Jeff Ross wasn't a tight end for the Texas? Sarah Silverman, wasn't she a hell of a softball player? Yeah, no, I don't fit in this business. Good talking to you, brother.
See it, pal.
Yeah, it's so funny you say that. I still don't fit in.
Yeah.
They hate, come on, they hate. This business is made of people who hate people like me.
Well,
the jock and you must have. I got along with everybody in high school. The jocks, the people who smoke weed,
right?
You know what I mean? But the people in this business want to pigeonhole you, and he's a dumb jock, bully.
Well, a lot of there's been a thing where the kind of nerd outcast took over business. Like when you're talking about Catch a Rising Star, that was Belzer, and it was a very much of a street crowd.
Kevin Meaney.
Yeah, Kevin. These were people that were street corner guys that just took that on stage. That was the starting point. But now it starts with a lot of people who listen to comedy albums instead of going out in high school, They just sat around for years and they were working on the math of writing jokes.
But even before that, Ron, there was this mentality, and people still ask me about, isn't, the arts like stand up, you're the underdog. You punch up, and I don't believe in any of that shit.
Right.
Some of the guys I played college ball with, some of the funniest goddamn people alive. Crazy. But there's that mentality that you had to have been raised with low self-esteem and bullied,
right,
to be a comedian and shit. Even Colin, I remember one night at the table, him saying at the Comedy Cellar, Nick comes at it from a winner's perspective. What the fuck Sorry, I was raised. I had a good family upbringing. Nobody cornholed me. I could hit a baseball. What the fuck? And I got a sense of humor. But I was shocked. Colin goes, he comes at it from a winner's perspective. What the fuck? Yeah, sorry. What does that mean?
We were talking about the fact that, in my opinion, you're one of the few comedians who I would consider a good actor. When I see, most of the time, if I see friends of mine doing anything, I'm pointing at them on screen. Like, look at them. There they are.
Come on, saying what, Ron?
Yeah. But the thing that you're doing with Soder now, Soder's also a guy who I think can act.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Soder acts, and he's eating a sandwich while he's acting. He's not nervous about it. You know what I mean? He's comfortable. And then you just start to watch the same. You did the Horace and Pete thing.
Yeah.
You go away from me, and I'm watching the character.
You know what? And that's like flattering to hear. It's again, Louis. When Louis knows my voice, so
Right.
whether it's Louis or Horace and Pete, he knows. We sort of came up together, which helps if somebody's writing the part and they know you're a little picadillo. But I studied with this woman, Joanna Bexon, here in New York for a couple of years. When I went to L.A., I took class, and it does help to do that stuff. But it gives you a little bit of technique. But it's really, remember Brett Butler? Remember the show Grace Under Fire?
Yeah.
I was on the set of her show. I had never acted in my life, but we had the same managers, and she wanted me on the show. And during the rehearsals, I'm fucking stinking up the joint. And she was frightening. She was like Vince Lombardi.
yeah, sure.
She comes over and grabs me behind my shirt. She goes, listen, you fucking giddy fuck. Where's human resources then, right? And she goes, this is what my coach told me. Remember when you were a kid and you were playing when you were make believe? That's all it is. You're pretending. And that's all. Seriously, that's the one note I needed to hear.
Right.
That was fine. You
just needed to be threatened by Brett Butler. That was a huge show.
It was beating Seinfeld.
Yeah.
It was ahead of Seinfeld the first couple of years.
Yeah. And people have kind of, is one of those things. But she also, that way that she treated you, she also treated the network executives. And everybody in the business. She was a fucking wild
I loved
chick.
her. She was crazy.
Yeah, she was really 100% fucking real all the time.
That's right. On stage and off.
Yeah.
And that's what made her great.
Yeah.
I mean, she was as funny as anybody I've ever met.
Yeah.
And she wrote half that shit. But it's my first time on a set, and I'm shitting my pants. And we're taping on Friday night, right? We do a scene. She comes over to me. She pulls me aside. And she goes, I just changed this. You're going to say this. I'm going to say this. Then you say this. She goes, you got it? I go, no, I don't got it. She goes, you better fucking get it. I'm over there almost crying. I felt like one of those nerds that are in the business. I'm like, holy shit, my hands are fucking trembling. Right. And damn it, though, she would write on the spot. She would correct the writer's stuff and come up with funnier stuff.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just brilliant, you know. But acting, I'm better dramatic. You know, I'm a better dramatic. Comedy, comedic acting is like a genre within itself, because if the writing really isn't good, you kind of look really silly. You look stupid. Right. The best, to me, the best guys, Kevin James is the best comedic actor.
I say that to people all the time, that you never catch him acting. If you watch that King of Queens,
unbelievably
there's plenty
good.
of those shows that aren't even written well, and he's just guiding himself through it, you know?
And Ray Romano. Ray could do the comedic thing, but he can actually, he's a great actor. You see him on vinyl, and...
well, not anymore, dude. They fucking chopped it today. Vinyl just got cut today.
You gotta be fucking kidding
the
me.
word came in while we were on the air here.
What? Please tell me you're kidding me, Ron.
No, I get
Please. It's the first thing I've liked on TV in 11 years. What the fuck? What are we going to do, Big Bang Theory 2? Are you fucking shitting me?
I think cutting Dice was, killing Dice off at the first episode was a gigantic mistake.
Maybe, but it was fucking, each episode was getting better and better.
It's done.
Of course it's done.
They take away whatever you love, Nick. That's it.
Too testosterone driven for HBO. Trust me. When they get rid of Terrence Winter, the guy that fucking wrote every episode of The Sopranos, I knew. That show was fucking awesome. Bobby Cannavale?
I thought that he snorted coke as if it was from another planet. I'm just like, I'm a guy that had a coke problem, and I never had that experience.
You never ripped a mirror off the...
No. I would just slightly put a fucking straw in the bag and look around for cops. Before I go in, I'm just going to hit it out of this bag.
This guy's lived a life of... Do you remember The Amazing Jonathan?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he's still doing... He's like a fake magician, but really funny, but...
I think he's in Vegas still.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Because he was at Nick's when I was coming up, when I first started in Boston. It's a Friday night, packed house, 350 people. And part of his act was he'd lay this big, thick line of powder out, pretending and take out this giant straw.
Yeah.
But behind it, he had an extra line of coke, like almost as long. And he would...
I heard that at the Punchline in Jacksonville, and the owner at that time told me that he had the line laid out when his name was announced, so he could snort it as he was heading towards the stage.
Shit.
And then he was up on stage at the end of the line.
I'm telling you, man.
And he didn't go screaming into the night like this fucking Carnavelli fucking bastard.
Oh, yeah!
Hallucinating. Yeah, you don't hallucinate on that.
Was he? And you probably did the blow back there in the 70s.
But what are you going to do? You know what I mean? It's there. Everybody's part of it, you know? I don't want to be an outsider, you know? I don't want the other kids calling me names.
That's how I felt about porn.
Nick DiPaolo's in studio.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah, the Nick DiPaolo podcast is available on iTunes, and by subscribing, you can get 2 to 3 more shows per week at connectpal.com/Nick. And Nick's headlining this weekend, June 24th and 25th at the Stress Factory in New Jersey. Then the Brokerage on July 7th in Long Island, and Caroline's Comedy Club July 21st through 23rd.
Yeah.
Truly, Nick, one of the funniest people, and you and Louie do have this strange connection, because when he did his show, Louie, you basically came on and played the heel for him.
Yes. I lived with him for like a year, you know, and he's just an extraordinary, funny, smart, and he's very, like, you know, our politics are polar opposites.
Yeah.
Although he's not as, like, fucking far left as whatever. But
and you're not as far right.
Exactly.
People
no, exactly.
Don't realize that.
That's exactly right.
And also, you can laugh at people that you disagree with all the time.
Of course.
That's the funniest people you want to be around, and maybe the only people that you can ever learn anything from. Because if you learn, and I was actually, this came up not too long ago, but if you learned something while laughing, you know what I mean? If you change your mind while laughing, it'll make you think about it for a long time.
Bill Hicks.
Yes.
Bill Hicks. I mean, I have every CD. I mean, polar opposite of my politics.
Right.
And even some of his shit, and I listen to it when he's talking about, you know, they're not a threat to us, fucking Iran, whatever he talks about the military, like they're a threat to us. Well, yeah, fucking, you weren't around for 9/11, so you're wrong on that one. But, you know, But
I'd say it was a mentalist singing.
No, exactly. No, but you're right though. He enlightened me on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he does that thing about Rush Limbaugh laying in a tub and people peeing on him and shit. I'm in my car crying. I'm laughing so fucking hard. And I like Rush Limbaugh.
Right.
You know what I mean? But Hicks was exactly right. I could laugh, and he enlightened me on a lot of shit. And I just don't find the left that open minded when it comes to
But if you really look at conservative, and I say this, most people are conservative about 90% of things. It's 10% that we start to go. You think it's
no,
more
I don't know what the fuck's going on now. Nobody, I mean, you go, hey, does a bear shit in the woods? I don't know. Does it identify as a bear? It's getting complicated out there.
Don't you think that most people just want to have a fucking home and a family and have,
I don't
pay
know.
their bills?
I watch those people punching Trump protesters in the face. I don't think they have homes.
Is that right?
The fucking anarchists? They
But don't
fucking
you
live on the
think that-
street in Seattle.
But how many people do you think fit into the anarchist thing? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Ask George Soros. Fucking tons.
Nick's not even giving me a fucking step.
No,
here.
I'm not. I hate where this country.
Yeah.
I just went to a sports bar, fucking 31 screens, soccer. Hungary and fucking Portugal are playing. A bunch of white people biting their nails. Are you fucking shitting me? Really?
You can see soccer games in the city 3:00 in the morning in these bars, and they'll be fucking packed out because they're watching something on the other side of the world. When World Cup happens, this city's bigger
crazy.
than it probably is for Super Bowl.
Well, when World Cup happens here, ever try to get a drink or waited on in a restaurant? The whole staff's in the kitchen surrounding a 13-inch black and white TV, fucking yelling for the bartender. And it just proves if you put something on TV enough, or if you have Central America move to the United States, it finally catches on. But I just don't fucking get. It's a great sport. I'm just saying, as far as a spectator sport, please. You want to watch two teams play in the neutral zone for 3 hours?
Well, last night we got handed our ass against.
And it
We were
wasn't
doing very, very well, and then we played against Messi, and that was it, 4-0. I mean, we got trounced.
See, I wouldn't. They
You wouldn't
could have been
even
in my
know that.
backyard. I would have shut the drapes. Fucking. It's for gay guys from fucking Greece and 12-year-old white girls from Westchester. They don't keep scoring youth soccer. They're afraid if a kid loses a soccer game, it's going to hurt their self-esteem. Losing a soccer game is not going to hurt a little girl's self-esteem. Having a drunk uncle try to fuck her at a cookout. I'm supposed to believe Tammy became a stripper because she missed a penalty kick in high school. Please, yo. But they're great athletes, and they're handsome too. That's what makes me sick. They're running around. They're like fucking models and shit.
Right.
They're just banging pussy all over the planet. Meanwhile, hockey players are jerking off in a closet with no teeth. But and it's way better sport. But anything better than playoff hockey, Ron? You're like a sports guy.
I like sports, but I haven't kept up with it. I grew up watching hockey, and because I don't know how to find channel 1600, I can't keep up with the sport the way, when I was younger.
That's exactly
I don't know where that was on the fucking camping channel for a while. That's too much for me.
It really has been marketed fucking horribly.
Yes.
And they could tap into that soccer crowd because it's a similar dynamic.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah,
Right,
I really like watching soccer, and I've never gone to a hockey game, but I feel like I could get into hockey.
You
I
go
look
to a
at it and
hockey
I go,
game, it's
You'll be hooked if you go. Please bring her to game. Ron.
Here's what happened growing up in Philadelphia. There was fucking...
Oh, you lucky bastard.
Yeah, we had the Flyers when they were in the fucking meanest thing. And then they used to come out of the stands and party with people. They would say, we're going to be at the bar over the fucking Penrose Bridge, and everybody... Yeah.
You don't see Messi doing that, do you?
No.
I'll see you at Applebee's.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, most of those guys were probably making about $38,000 a year back then. You know what I mean? They were looking around to see if they couldn't bum money off some of the people. But it was a big mistake that they sold almost season tickets to the entire spectrum. So people that never made it to games were never going to get to games. And you were right. Marketed badly. I don't think it ever should have went down south. I don't think it should have been in Atlanta and Florida and fucking
But it's
LA.
doing pretty well, like in Tampa, and it's Columbus, Ohio is like a hotbed.
Yeah, it makes sense along the border to me. You know what I mean? It's a Canadian sport. I feel like it's one of the worst things we've done to Canada, where we took their sport down here, and they really love it.
Well, the second team in the NHL was after
was it Boston?
Boston was the second of the original 6.
Yeah,
and when your Flyers in the 70s and my Bruins,
Yeah.
it was part wrestling, part MMA.
Yeah.
I used to take the train in every time the Flyers came to town. Me and my brother would take the train in to see the Broad Street Bullies because the Bruins had goons.
Yeah.
Were just as mean, and they just weren't that good. They didn't win,
Right.
but we had a guy named John Wensink. We brought him up after he bit a guy's ear off in junior hockey. He's got a goatee. He was like 6'3", 240. And Stan Jonathan was half Cherokee Indian, 5'8", 210 pounds. He could bench like 400 pounds.
Yeah.
And they would just, I went to the Flyers Bruins before they dropped the opening puck. It was like the movie Slapshot. The gloves would come off. Moose DuPont.
Yeah, the Slapshot was like a documentary. But you would be at the game and people would just, they would get a little bored and they would just start to chant Schultz, Schultz, Schultz. And he would look around at everybody, just fucking throw a stick down and start hammering people. We went fucking crazy there. Like
Loved
you
them.
literally, it was the time that regular people could go to sporting events. Because I'm going to be honest, the Flyers crowd, same as the Phillies, we're looking for some fucking action to happen. But you could get into those games for $8-10. It wasn't $1,400.
But people who poo-poo on hockey say, oh, there's too much fight. That's gone away a long time ago.
Yeah, it has.
I mean, I've watched the playoffs. There's 150 games during the playoffs.
Yeah.
For the last 10 years, I've seen like literally 4 fights total. I mean, it's all changed. It is such a great spec. And I'm a football fanatic. Football is my sport. But NHL hockey, especially playoff hockey, as far as a spectator, I don't think there's anything better.
Look what you got to do to be an athlete in that fucking sport. I mean, you're just skating as hard as you can, frontwards and backwards for 3 periods. It's unbelievable. Then you're handling this little stupid puck. Nothing.
You can't look down or you get your head taken
Yeah,
off.
there is nothing in sports that makes less sense than this thing flying around like that you got to catch with a stick. I mean, I don't know where that kind of skill, while you're skating, I don't know where the skill comes from.
Where do you develop that?
Yeah. I guess you got to catch them when they're 2. You know what I mean?
And they're great athletes. I mean, hand-eye coordination is unbelievable. They're all a lot of NHL players are great golfers.
Sure.
And baseball too. Hitting a baseball is still the hardest thing in pro sports. I really believe that.
You know what? The funny thing too is
kicking a soccer ball. That's pretty tough.
why it's sitting there like Messi scored just sitting and kicking at us last night from, but the thing about baseball is that you can play baseball to a certain point where you realize, no, I thought I could play baseball. And it happens to everybody. It comes to a point where you're like, this is like everybody is better than the best pitcher I've ever faced. And I don't care if it happens to you at 14 or 23, you get to a point where you're like, this is nuts.
It's still the hardest it's the hardest, I think, pro sport to make, they say, still baseball.
Well, there's another thing. If you're like, if you say outside and low, that's the pitch. That's my pitch. You'll never fucking see it again the rest of your career. Your favorite pitch is a ghost to you.
Yeah, then you
It's
have to
gone.
adjust.
Yeah, so you have to say, where's my toughest spot to fucking hit? And that's all you're going to see the rest of your life. And it's also weird when you're down, if you're near the batting cages and watch those guys fucking swing and these aggression in such a short period of time, you're like, well, then I've never really learned how to swing a bat in my life.
Yeah.
These guys explode when they swing.
You have less than 1/10 of a second to make up your mind whether you're going to swing or not.
Yes.
It is, and it's a round ball, round bat. The pitcher knows what he's going to throw. You don't.
Right.
He knows what speed, whether it's going to be a curve or a slider. And these guys still, I mean, Bogarts is hitting like 350 for the Sox this year. I mean, it's like,
unbelievable
what?
to pull that off. And you don't know whether it's going to be a pitch you like or in the side of your fucking ear. You have no idea.
That's the thing that nobody talks about.
Well, I was hanging around the 93 Phils for a while, and I knew Dalton, and he said, hey, you ought to come in and fucking, I'm like, no, I couldn't fucking, and he's like, I got to tell you the truth, I'd be fucking afraid to bet against Wild thing. He goes, we're all afraid. Every fucking day we get in, and we're fucking, we have to fight off fear and go after it. It was an amazing thing for me because I thought, oh, he knows something that I don't. Nope. Feels the same exact way.
Yeah.
Standing up there.
Remember Kruk?
Yeah.
Remember Kruk in the All-Star game against Randy Johnson?
Stepped out.
And he threw one over his head just to let him know.
He was just like, nope, not fucking doing this. I'm not doing this shit.
Frank Robbins was the only one who said he had no fear. And he hit like he had no fear.
Yeah.
He would just attack the ball, and but you ever get hit with one of those friggin' things?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's fucking. I got hit in the thigh one time, and I thought I was going to throw up. I got fucking and I went home that night.
That was a Nerf football.
Yeah, and I went home that night, and I could see the outline, and I'm just like, well, I'm 15. This thing is probably starting to slow down for me. You know what I mean? I don't see it happening much longer, because that wasn't an all-star game, and some fucking guy I never saw before just came in and you run into freak kids, right? But by the time you get to the pros, everybody is a freak kid. Everyone.
I remember drilling one of my coaches by accident in the face with a batting helmet. I get picked off. This is under the lights, like a Wednesday night game. There are actually people in the stands.
Yeah.
We're down by a run. I get a single, right? On the night that I'm leading off first. This kid, Pat Kelly, was the pitcher. He was dating my sister, matter of fact. Had an unbelievable move to, like a lot of lefties use at first. Picks me off to end the game. There was 2 outs. I get picked, which is a Cardinal sin.
Right.
So I go to dive back. My helmet falls in front of my face. I'm like a foot. I'm reaching around for the first. He's resting in the glove, the first baseman, my head laughing.
Yeah.
And I just, out of frustration, I get up to my knees and I just grab my helmet off my head and just threw it. My coach is jogging out. Goes off the side of his head. Jesus Christ, Dipper. What are you, fucking crazy? Oh, how embarrassing to get picked off to end the game on first base.
I agree with you on the lefty there, because I remember one time that I never even moved. I was just...
Never took your hands off your knee.
Like a moron. And what was happening didn't look like it could take place. So I'm watching something I've never seen before, and the ball's next to me, and I'm tagged out and never got my hands off my knees. Everybody on my team was fucking cracking up. Again, you're like, well, this is probably as far as I'm going with this. All the dreams I've had since childhood, gone.
Yeah, baseball's the toughest.
Yeah. Well, you go to single A ball. It's fucking phenomenal. And these guys are still 2-3 fucking chances from being in the pros.
Yeah.
These guys are sleeping in somebody's house because they don't have enough money. Like, local families will take them in.
A stripper from Albany.
Yeah. And you
with
get
one
there
arm.
and you're like, these kids are amazing. They'll probably never get a fucking chance.
How about, you know what has to be the worst? How about when you do make it to the dance, as they say, you make it up to the majors, and then you get sent back down. Like,
It's gotta be
after,
crushing.
Can you imagine? You go from these hotels and flying, now you're back on a bus heading to Pawtucket.
Well, this
grilled cheese sandwich, $11 per diem. Oh,
this friend of ours, BL, she's a fucking Hooters waitress, marries a guy with the Phils down in Clearwater. He gets fucking called up, end of the season, right?
Yeah.
He's against the Mets.
Yeah.
She goes and he comes in as reliever, and it's the most exciting moment of their life. And he gets his tits ripped off. I mean, his fucking ERA is like 90 to this day, and it was his only chance that he ever had. You get that one, and it's like shitting yourself on the Tonight Show. You know, just like, what? That's it.
And then she got her tits ripped off.
Oh, yeah.
They were fake, and she left Hooters.
Yeah, that was the end of that marriage, that's for sure.
You're shitting
She
yourself on
wasn't-
the Tonight Show.
Nick DiPaolo's in studio. The Nick DiPaolo podcast is available on iTunes. And by subscribing, you get 2 to 3 more shows per week at connectpal.com/Nick. And Nick's headlining this weekend, June 24th and the 25th at the Stress Factory in New Jersey. And then he's going to be at the Brokerage Comedy Club in Belmore, Long Island on Thursday, July 7th. And Caroline's Comedy Club, July 21st through the 23rd. Go to nickdip.com for tickets and additional dates.
You ought to go down and play Fantasy Week with some of the old pros sometime. I did that.
Did you really?
Yeah, when I lived in Florida, they used to invite me over, and you get to bat against Kent DeCovey, right? He's already retired, and the fucking ball looks like it's coming down the fucking third baseline. You're like, shit. It's just whipping in a way that you never
he was the sidearm.
He was a sidearm guy. It was just whipping down.
DeCovey,
But there was this is to show you the mentality of those guys. So there was a guy, and these are like dentists and lawyers who are paying, $3,500 a week.
Billy Crystal.
To do it's a Billy Crystal thing. So this one guy had separated his arm during the week. So he went out to bat when we played against the old ball players, and he's got one arm. And he steps up there, and DeCovey fucking sees him and just plunks him for fucking doing it. Just fucking laid it into that arm. And I'm falling out. So I was talking to him later because I was hanging around with DeCovey a little bit that week. And he goes, I'm not going to let this guy fucking come up there. Maybe he swings around, gets lucky, and spend the rest of his life talking about it. He goes, you want to fucking bat against the big league? I'll teach you how to do it. fucking plunked him in a bad shoulder.
God.
It was the funniest shit I ever saw in my life.
So under that logic, if like a 8-year-old kid got up there, he would have drilled him in the head
Why
too.
not?
Oh, what's an 8-year-old think he's going to hit off a major league pitcher?
I don't think there's anyone meaner on the planet than pitchers. I think they're the angriest people that you will ever see in your life.
But I love the idea. He just doesn't want him to get away with having that story.
He did not.
You will not be telling.
Well,
that
that's the
story for the rest of
competitiveness of a pro athlete.
Yeah.
You know, like
He actually felt insulted by it, and when he fucking hit him, we all just fucking laid down laughing. And he goes like this: "Take your fucking," because the guy was
Take your
take your fucking base. You don't want to be out there again for another one.
a gynecologist from fucking Pennsylvania is going to hit off me.
Yeah,
put that in you. Good for him.
Hey, Steve, MPA, Steve.
Hey guys, great show today.
Yeah, every day.
Hey, what I was going to say is, Nick, what you were talking before about comedians and politics. It seems like the left has a lot of people that do that. You got Trevor Noah, you had Jon Stewart. I'm politically centrist, but I watch Bill Maher every week.
Right.
Not because I agree with his politics, but because he really has both sides on his show. He'll have someone like a Bill Kristol. He'll have someone like an Ann Coulter. And when the audience starts booing him, he'll tell the audience, "Listen, please let them say their piece." And
Yeah, but no, I hear you. But come on, he has Coulter and Bill, and that's it. The rest of he usually has somebody on there that's a conservative you've never heard of, that writes for a third-rate magazine, some dolt who just sits there and takes it. I
agree with that.
He should have more. He should have more people like Bill Kristol and Coulter on. But I would never go on there because even if I said something funny or smart or whatever, the fucking his fans just sit on their hands and look at like you're an asshole. You know.
Well, the guy who turns that corner and becomes like the first right wing SNL or the first right wing fucking Bill Maher, that's going to go. That guy will never need money again for the rest of his
You're
life.
looking at him.
You
It's
ready
taking
to
me
do
a
it?
fucking while.
All you're doing, this is your deal. You're ready to go out there and do it.
I worked at fucking HBO, okay? All liberal Jewish chicks hated my fucking guts, okay? Look what's on HBO. You ever go through 6 channels of HBO?
Those 6.
All 6 of them?
Yeah.
Make you fucking shit blood if you lean right.
Yeah. Well, most of the shows are being done from Silver Lake now. The Silver Lake
Queens?
area. Yeah, no, this is out in L.A.
Oh, really? Silver Lake. I thought they meant Silver Cup Studio.
Yeah, the Silver Cup Studio, which used to be a tall building. I don't know whether you've been over in Long Island City lately.
No, I lived there for a while. Is it gone?
Just gigantic skyscrapers like you've never seen.
Oh, is that right?
Everywhere.
Nothing but high rises.
Really?
On all glass buildings. I was just over there for something at the Creek in the Cave. I haven't been there in years. And I'm like, where the I felt like I was in Hong Kong.
When I was there, the tallest building was a bodega.
That's as high as they got.
Yeah.
Let's go over here to Bruce in Delaware County. How are you, Bruce?
Hey, Ronnie, how are you? And Nick, nice job today. And it's a Flyers Bruins story. Ronnie, you said that they sold out the Spectrum season tickets, so you can only go to preseason games.
Right.
Like my dad worked at TWA down at the airport, right?
So it was baggage handler.
Yeah, he was on the ground. It
was always a sweet job to have for everybody in Philly. Wanted to be a baggage handler.
Now it's all
really
Al-Qaeda.
sweet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But George Plimpton was playing goalie for the Bruins.
I remember that.
Yes.
Who did was it Reggie Leach that he stopped? Bobby Clark?
But in the second period, the team, they got into a fight, and both benches emptied into the locker rooms, and the ice was done. There was no one on the ice. Both teams went back to there, and then they set up Reggie Leach. They tripped him on purpose to set him up to come in for a penalty shot.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was at that game. It was, and I probably didn't go to another Flyers game for 20 years because they were sold out every now and then.
Yeah, you couldn't get in.
That's
You had
quite
to
a
know
story.
somebody.
You saw George Plimpton in net against Reggie Leach.
And he stopped Reggie the rifle. He stopped he stopped him, which was crazy. And people in Philly just fucking fell out to start yelling at Leach and shit.
And we had Reggie Leach.
Yeah.
The Bruins had Reggie Leach in the farm system or whatever.
So
Imagine
thank you for taking the call, guys.
Well, that's my job, buddy.
Bruins, Flyers.
Yeah. Eric in Houston. Eric.
Hey, you guys are talking about HBO doing the right-wing comedy little thing. Remember Dennis Miller Live?
I mean,
that was pre-right wing.
That was before Dennis was right wing, by the way. But I mean, you know.
Dennis had a 9/11 awakening.
Yeah,
changed his personality.
Yeah,
and I don't know why, but you never see him with Lauren anymore. You know, I thought that he was close with Lauren, but he didn't even go back for the 40th. You know,
is that right?
Yeah, I never saw him back there again.
I filled in many times for him. I guess hosted on his radio show and stuff, but still like Dennis. Good dude.
He is one. It's kind of his stand-up isn't covered the way it used to be, but one of the funniest fucking people who's ever done stand-up.
He got voted. They did a thing, a poll. You mentioned SNL. He got voted the best anchor.
Well, I
for
thought
Weekend Update.
Yeah, he was the first comedian to ever do it. He was the first guy to stop acting like he was actually a newsman. And just went out and started doing humor. I thought he was great. I thought it fucking saved the show. All right, we got to get out of here. Nick DiPaolo,
Thank
you're the
you so much,
funniest
guys.
dude.
Please.
I got to get together with you sometime when you need the. You know,
can we do an unmask?
That's what I was just
am
saying.
I famous? I don't.
Yeah, you are. But normally, like, we just do it when somebody's got something they want to promote. But
I'll see you in 10 years.
Anytime you want, I would do it in a heartbeat. I think you're truly one of the funniest fucking people
I'll make something
on the
up.
planet Earth. Yeah, make something up.
I'm doing a play called The Mouse That Roared.
Just go and grab a cop's gun and scream at Trump. I'll have you on in a heartbeat. Yeah, I would love to sit down.
Nobody will cover you if you do that. Everybody's applauding at NBC.
No, they're going, not yet. Wait till the night before the election. Please.
You don't waste the candidate, you waste the president.
The Nick DiPaolo podcast is available on iTunes, and by subscribing, you can get 2 to 3 more shows per week at connectpal.com/Nick. And Nick's headlining this weekend, June 24th and 25th at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Then he's at the Brokerage Comedy Club in Belmore, Long Island on Thursday, July 7th, and Caroline's Comedy Club, July 21st through the 23rd, and go to nickdip.com for tickets and additional dates.
That's it for us. We'll see you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!